it. So funny.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Hi.
I co-host a morning show
Yes.
on 98.7 The Gator with Franny. You may have heard of the Jason and Franny show. Jimmy, I gotta go on the.
But you were at Real Radio too for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. Love doctors, Lexitary, all that
Yes.
good stuff. Now, Jimmy, you and I were having a conversation last Thursday, maybe. I don't remember exactly when it was. It was late in the afternoon. We were talking about
What was that?
drinking and you know how I'm
that
getting,
conversation.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
getting older
All right,
now.
all right.
And
Yeah.
how, like,
Not
Hank-
the swingers.
No, not
okay.
not that.
All right,
Not
all right.
not
We
the
won't bring
upside
that
down-
up then.
The upside down pineapple conversation
No,
was another
no, no.
day. I was telling Jimmy, I was like, man, I don't know what it was, you know, or I don't know what it is, rather. Getting older and the amount of alcohol you intake,
All right.
Yes.
and how it changes how you are reacting the next day.
Yes.
And I told him about something I've developed over the past 6 months called the delayed hangover.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what the hell it is, but I'll go out. And there's been, a case. A few weeks ago, I went out with my wife and I only had 4 drinks all night with dinner, mind you.
Okay.
And water and all of that. And I woke up the next morning feeling great. Went out, did a bunch of yard work, did some other work, and then come noon, 12:30, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
downhill.
It hits ya.
It just delayed hangover, like 4 hours after I'm wide awake, and I'm dead to the world.
Now, is there a reason that you bring this up?
There is a reason that I bring this up, and it's because
Is that?
yesterday being St. Patty's
Yes,
Day,
it was. Uh-huh.
everybody was out doing. Everybody's out doing the St. Patty's Day thing. Now, Franny, I told you on Friday that I'm going to behave myself.
You did.
And I did.
Good for you.
And, we got in this morning.
Good for you.
We got in this morning, and you fooled me.
I did not behave myself.
Yeah, you fooled me because we did a whole
We did.
show on the Gator this morning,
did.
and you were fine.
I was.
And then as we're ending the show around 9:45,
Yeah.
all of a sudden your face just goes.
It just went.
dead.
It went downhill. Everything went downhill from there.
And you had
Yeah.
to literally take a nap for the past hour.
I did,
just
yeah.
to get your wits about you.
I did.
I tap on the door. I walk in. I'm like, Franny, is everything okay?
I know, and
she's like, disregard the trash can
I
right
was
here.
like, yep. I was like, I popped up, and I was like, let's do this thing.
So here we are.
It was a virus, too.
Yes,
Yeah, it was a virus.
It is. Yes, they call it the Irish flu.
Oh.
So
Yes.
let's get into the Irish flu here in a
Yes.
minute. I want to ask Jimmy how your birthday was, sir.
I know. Happy
wonderful.
belated.
Happy
It was
birthday,
wonderful.
Jimmy.
Thank you both very much. And everybody else that has reached out. A lot of audience members reached out. And that's always nice. And I kind of keep my birthday private. It's like not on my Facebook profile, so
Okay.
it won't pop up to everybody. So anybody that does post, it's because they remembered, right? And that's very nice. And I had a great time. I mean, it
Good.
was kind of fairly uneventful. Mowed the lawn, and after that, parents came over. We had some fun together. And it's just I love spending time with my folks.
Yeah,
so,
that's
I mean,
nice.
whenever they come over, Carla did the old traditional corned beef and cabbage, which I
Yum.
don't eat. So.
Oh, you don't eat it?
Nah.
She just made it. You looked at it.
I don't mind the corned beef. It's the rest of it.
the cabbage gives you the farts,
cabbage
huh?
side. Well, just I mean, Franny knows me as far as my palate is very, very much like a child. But if there's one thing off, it kind of messes it up for me, right? And even though if I tried it, I might like it. I don't
Right.
know. But it's one of those things that I can't get past the smell.
The smell. It does smell.
Like, a lot of things, especially with seafood. That's one of the things that usually turns me off right away. And even though, like, every now and then I will try something and I will like it, and but still, just maybe a texture is off or something like that. But anyway, we did have that. We still had something, but it was nice having my parents
Nice.
over, and we
Great.
spent a good part of the evening. I watched the first NASCAR race that I've watched in a while, because my dad is still a fan.
Because you used
Right.
to be a fan, but you don't talk about it as much.
No, I kind of lost and yesterday watching it showed me why I don't like it anymore, because it still stinks. But
Yeah.
that's why, like, hey, if you're a NASCAR fan
Yeah.
and you like the way it is and the way the rules are nowadays, God bless you. Enjoy it. I won't say anything bad.
So is that why?
way with
Because
it.
they've changed the rules? Because I never was into
They
it.
changed a lot of the rules
Okay.
back in the, even as going back to the 90s when they first started with the restrictor plates, and that would even out the cars and everything. And I just wasn't a fan of that. I mean, if you're going to race, you make a car go as fast as it can go, right? And that's the whole purpose behind it. But they got this whole thing with stages and everything now, and it kind of shows too, because the stands, it was at Bristol was the
Okay.
race. And that was one of those racetracks. It's small. It's only a half-mile track. And so with that, there's like 80,000 seats, and you used to have to get on a waiting list in order to get tickets. Same thing with Daytona 500 years and years ago. I mean, you had to get on a waiting list and wait for somebody to give up their tickets in order to get them. Now those stands maybe 1/3 full.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So I had a
It just
girlfriend.
really feels like the sport has fallen off. But again,
In
I
person,
don't-
different though,
yeah.
right? Because my girlfriend just went to the Daytona
can be-
500.
yeah, it
They
can
got
be fun.
invited,
Sure.
but they had like VIP experience. I mean, they were right there by the track and got to hang out. And got to hang out in like the boxes with all the fancy people. But she said it was incredible.
Yeah.
She's like, I've never thought I would like car racing. She probably still won't watch it on television, but she said in person.
Have you ever been to a race, Randy?
No.
I've been to it one time. It was Daytona 500.
You weren't okay.
Yeah, and it was the year that the track caught on fire.
Okay.
And so I think it was probably about 10 or 11 years ago. And it was because, so we got up there, they did about 20 laps. I'm like, yeah, this is fun, let's go, it's great. And then the rain just started, and it stopped the race, and it was just a downpour for hours. And finally, it was so long that we just bailed, and we came back home. Watched it on TV later that night. That's when the track caught on fire.
How the heck does a track catch on fire?
It was,
if I remember right, so they had the track dryers out, and the guys, some couple, they were just getting to the point where the cars were coming back out on the tracks, and one of the drivers ran right into the back of one of the dryers, if I remember correctly. And of course, those things are they're jets. That's what it is. It's a jet dryer. So it exploded. There was all kinds of fire and everything. Luckily, if I remember right, I don't think anybody got hurt.
No one was
I do
hurt.
remember.
It did
but,
delay it did delay the race that much more.
There was
and
just fuel and fire every
it's crazy.
because they had to like dig up part of the asphalt. I mean, it just destroyed the track.
I haven't been back to a race ever since, but I remember just those first 20 laps. I'm like, man, this is cool. I got to do it again.
Yeah.
But apparently the sport's changed a lot since then.
It's just the rules. I don't like the rules. I mean, the racing is racing, and that's fun. That can always be fun, but I just don't care for the rules of the sport now. That's all. I lost that interest in it, but it doesn't mean going to a race isn't fun. I mean, Daytona's great if you get the higher seats. It's one of the times that you want the higher up seats, because then you can see more of the track. I was there the year that Dale died. And,
really?
He had the wreck. Yeah, that was 2001.
But nobody realized it at the time, right?
At the track, we didn't as much. Now, there might have, I don't want to say that nobody did. I mean, I didn't wear the headsets like a lot of guys do, or girls, but people do. So I didn't hear any chatter that way. So there might have been something that gave it away. Now, we knew he was in an accident. That as much I can say. But we didn't see any of the news coverage. We didn't see as they were getting to him, and because I mean, as soon as they popped their head in, it was obviously that he had gone, but we didn't know any of that until I got home, and my mom had left a message because by that time it was released that he had passed away and everything, and my mom had left a message on my voicemail, and I'm sitting there listening to it on my phone, and I dropped the phone on him, man. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, anyway, that it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's certainly if you get an opportunity to go. I've never been to Homestead, and I hear that's a fun track.
Have
to go
you?
to
Okay,
as
I don't know if
well.
I've heard great things about it. Maybe it's just from Greek because Greek always, that was like the one race he went to, and he doesn't really have fond memories of it. So.
I haven't been to a race at Homestead, but I did the driver experience there.
Okay.
My wife surprised me for an anniversary, and all of a sudden she's got me driving a freaking NASCAR. A must do. If you haven't done
bucket
it,
list, yeah.
If you can make it happen, you absolutely should do it. It is amazing. And shifting gears in those things is tough, man.
They got somebody with you in the car? Or?
So there, with that option, and it may have changed. This is a while back, but the option A was you can drive with a professional driver, which is what my wife ended up doing. Or option B, you can take the course and then drive yourself. And
okay. Now that's something I've never heard of. I've heard of the Richard Petty experience. He's got the one where you go through the course and drive.
Right.
I didn't hear one where if you have somebody with you, you can just get in and go.
Yeah. So,
interesting.
No, she got to ride shotgun with the professional racer.
Right.
And they're going about 20 miles faster because they're at the top rim of the track. So they're up there, and then they put the people that are driving solo at the bottom rim of the track. I think we were maxed out at like 140, 150 or something like that.
Damn
And they were
fast.
going 170.
So she was the passenger. She wasn't
was the
driving.
passenger,
I
correct.
did that up at Daytona. Yeah, there was like 3 laps or something. You just go around. But there weren't any other cars. Again, different experience, but I know what you're talking about.
The experience I had was it was the full experience. You were the driver. They suited you up.
Right.
You had to learn how to talk back and forth with your spotter and all that because you legit cannot see. There are no mirrors on this thing except for a rear view mirror, which you can barely see anything on. So you have to trust your spotter.
But there are other vehicles on the track with you, or you are alone?
And he's like, all right, you're coming up here. You got to pass on the right. They're going too slow, and their spotter's telling you, all right, you're clear. Go, 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 go.
That's cool.
So much fun.
That's cool.
But by the time you get out of that car, you have a whole new appreciation for these drivers because it kicks your ass.
Oh, yeah.
You're finding muscles that you didn't realize that you had when you're driving. I've been driving stick shift since I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and this, man, you have to punch it to get in it.
And you got to find the right spot too.
Absolutely.
It's not like modern day vehicles where, I mean, not that there's many manual transmissions out there anymore, but even when you do, it's all synchronized. It's just so easy to shift.
Yep.
Those things aren't like that and are meant for obviously racing and speed. Yeah.
If you have the opportunity to do the full on experience, you should definitely do it. Just because you're thinking like, all right, cool, I just want to go fast. So you can get in, sit shotgun with a professional driver, and you're going $170 on the top rim. But then when you're driving it yourself, it enters a whole different space for you because it's not just like, all right, I want to go fast. Now I got to control this thing.
Oh, sure.
Now I've got to trust somebody who's got all my blind spots for me. Like you are literally putting your trust in somebody else's hands, thinking, I'm like, all right, I'm coming up on this car. I got to pass this guy. But I cannot see behind me or I cannot see next to me. So you're literally putting your life in this guy's hands.
That's crazy, though, that they allow you with other cars on the track. You think it would just be you solo.
It could have, and things may have changed.
Well, how long was the training? Because if I remember, the one person that I knew,
a couple hours.
That's it,
A few hours, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole experience.
It's much different then.
Yeah, and in all honesty, my memory is shot. I only remember the experience, not the class. I mean, it could have been 2 or 3 hours, and I wouldn't even know. But I'm pretty sure it was a couple hours. You had to sit there, and they explained how the spotter works and all that. And, man,
clear.
Yeah, exactly. It was really cool. Well, I'm glad you had a great birthday.
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
Super fun, super nice, and again, it's kind of uneventful, but I'll never trade spending time with the folks.
No,
So,
sometimes that's the best.
Yep.
When you
The
just got
only,
to hang out.
Yep.
Now, we had
the only thing that could make it better if my brother was down here.
Yeah. And I had my mom with me this weekend, so I get it.
I
You
can't
know,
wait to hear about that. Yeah.
Let's talk about Hangover Part 4 over here. What's going on, Franny?
And that's the thing. Like
sequel to the movies.
I was home early. It wasn't crazy, but it was a long weekend. Friday we went to the circus, which was incredible, and I think they added dates to it. So it's a traveling circus, and they set up outside of Carlin Park by the beach.
Yeah.
And it's Mr. Swindle's traveling peculiarium. Yeah, no, so cool. Just a small little circus, one small stage, but
animals or no animals?
no animals.
Good.
Thank goodness. Yeah, it's an adult circus. You have to be 21 or over. The humor is very crude and funny and the sexual, but they had like
Perfect
the
place
world's,
to take your mother.
Right? She loved it.
Let's go,
Mom.
She loved it. They had like the world's strongest man. They had like these brothers who did all kinds of acrobats. There was a hula hoop girl, and you're like, hula hoop, but she was incredible. But
The world's strongest man. So is he up there and he's got the dumbbells, right? And
yes.
Then
and he's wearing the leopard thong too.
Yeah.
The outfit that you think that they would wear. The leotard.
and then like some
He's wearing the leotard, yeah.
Oh, my God.
and then like some 5-year-old comes out and takes the dumbbells away because they're just made of styrofoam.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that was the thing. I'm watching, and I was like, all right, he doesn't look that strong. I mean, he's a little flabby, a little bit. But then he took like metal poles, and he brought it to the audience so they could actually feel that it was like legit metal, and he was bending them, and he was like nailing these massive nails into wooden boards with his head. And it was real. Like, yeah, it was pretty crazy, but it was funny. I got to post videos. And then
Saturday's the day I want to hear.
Saturday, Renaissance Festival.
How was it?
Highly
down there?
recommend.
What did you see? What shows did you see?
Just the people watching in general.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, that can be fun.
Yes.
Alone.
I will say it was so hot Saturday.
Oh,
hot
I imagine.
and humid.
I
I mean,
imagine.
we were just like drenched, and then there's no. I mean, you have a little shaded area walking through, but the shows. I mean, you're just
Direct sun.
Yes, direct sun. But Jimmy, the washing
wenches.
The washing wenches.
They are the funniest
So good.
duo of ladies that
So
you will
good.
see. That show is just
Yep.
incredible. Now, did they do? I'm assuming that they do this pretty much the same show
We
each
saw
time.
them twice that day because they were so good. It's
Oh,
the same
okay.
thing. They just use different volunteers, obviously.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they same thing. They pluck people out of the audience and they do their routine and bit.
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun. And I could. And, did Matt end up up going?
No, it ended
Okay.
up being just a girls' day.
Because I was just kind of egging Franny on that if she goes to get Matt to be one of the people that they do their part, be involved with the show, because I think he would be perfect for it. But that's probably the one area over by the lake.
Yes.
Is that some sort of a pond or
Yes.
a lake there? That at least you get a
And
little
one
bit
was
of air
named
movement.
Franny, and I can't
Yeah,
remember her sister Hazel or something. Wait, I don't know.
Yeah, Hazel and
right?
Franny, yep.
Yeah. And just fun, crude. It was a great time. I know it only goes on until this weekend, so if you
Yeah.
haven't been out there yet, I highly recommend. It was
Yeah.
it was a good time. But as I'm saying, it was so hot, but people get into it. Like they are wearing full on knight in shining armor medals and like furs and everything for the medieval. And I'm like, how are these people not passed out right now? I didn't see anybody laid out.
Yeah.
And it was
that-
hot.
I went yesterday.
Yeah.
I
You went to the Renaissance
I
Festival?
got a wild hair up my backside,
Awesome.
and I said, "Babe,
Yeah.
let's go make fun of some nerds."
Yeah.
and that's exactly what we did. Because I'm a nerd too.
You are a nerd.
I loved it. My wife's
Yes.
just staring at me, like
So does-
watching me run around like
Yeah.
So you get a pass then?
Yeah, I
You
get a pass. Absolutely. Yeah.
For calling people nerds, because he is one.
It takes one to know one, right?
Yeah.
We went yesterday, and like Saturday, it was hot as hell. And
Yeah.
I'm in line to get a beer because I just might want to.
There's a surprise.
I couldn't catch a buzz.
I was well, you're
'cause
sweating.
It was so hot, I couldn't catch a buzz.
In line behind me, I'm talking to my wife, and out of the corner of my eye, I just see this gaggle of dorks walk up behind me, and I'm a dork too. Again, it takes one to know one. And the one guy, clearly from out of town, had to, because I heard him talk, and I was eavesdropping on the conversation a little bit. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm from New Jersey or something like that, just visiting
Okay.
for the weekend."
Right.
I think it was a spring break thing or whatever. And he's like, "I didn't expect it to be so hot." And I turn around and I watch him talk to his friends. This guy's got 4 layers of
Oh,
clothing
yeah.
on. He's got your regular base layer or whatever, just your undershirt and everything. And then he's got the whole get up. He's wearing a trench coat. He's wearing clothes underneath that. And I'm like, I'm literally.
Just clothes or a
no,
costume?
like a costume. Like,
Oh,
it's
okay, right.
thick, like thick felt or what. I don't know what to call that fabric. And I'm like, man, you are layered up in South Florida. It's 86 degrees out, humidity through the roof.
Sure.
And you got to be dying. I'm in shorts and flip flops and I'm hot.
You
I'm
didn't
like,
even dress up.
Yeah, I was
No.
gonna say,
How
okay,
dare
you? Didn't?
you?
Okay.
No,
I
it
got
was-
I got into
Kind
it.
of nerd are you?
You got to remember, it was St. Patty's Day, so I was in the green festivity. I
got
wasn't in the Renaissance
Okay.
festivity. But this guy, and he's just like, "But I'm all right. I got it." Now I'm sure he was probably 20 years younger than me at that point, so he was just fine dealing with the heat. But everywhere I looked, everybody suited up, armored up,
Yep.
with leather, with
That's
their
I don't know how they did it.
larping around, doing
Yep.
their thing. You know?
I don't know how they did it. Did you watch that show that we were talking about?
No.
The Washing Well Wenches?
No.
Oh, you
I
didn't
did
see
not.
them?
I
Okay.
did not see them.
How about the
The
Dirty-
jousting?
I did not see the jousting. My wife has a tolerance level, and once I know I've reached peak nerd, it's time to go.
Oh, got it.
So,
What, you were there for 5 minutes?
so we were there for about, in all fairness, we were there for about I don't know, about 2 hours. And I
Okay.
did see a whip show. And it's not Jack the Whipper.
There was another guy there,
There was
too.
another guy
Yes.
there.
Oh, was
and-
there? Okay.
Yeah, and he was
Older gentleman,
trying to
right?
remember.
yeah, almost just
Great.
just silver
Yeah.
fox hair, a stud.
Yeah.
And this guy's just whipping and cracking. And this one woman, his assistant, and this was impressive to me because she decided that she was going to do a handstand. And she's putting, and I don't know what you call it, maybe it's like a fabric, a tissue paper or whatever at the end of
Okay.
the stick, and he's got to whip them apart and everything.
Oh,
so
all right.
he's trying to target practice on
All
it. And she gets in a handstand, and with one hand, she reaches and puts the stick between her butt cheeks. And now she's got this stick with
Right.
a with
Now
a,
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, exactly, with the target sticking out the backside of it. I'm like, I'm in. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. And because if he misses, man, he gets her right on the ass. I was there for that. And so she clenches up the butt cheeks
All
and gets
right.
this in a specific position, and he's just
What
like,
is she holding in there again?
It's a stick.
like a piece of paper.
It's a stick with
Okay.
what looks to be like a piece of tissue paper,
Okay.
or a white a light paper, not
Got
like a
it.
construction paper, but like a tissue paper.
Okay.
It could have been freaking bathroom tissue
knows?
for all I know. I have
Right.
no idea. And this guy, he's like, all right, he gets the crowd going and everything like that, and he just got right and just nails it right at the edge of that thing. I'm like, man, 6 inches over. it
The
would have been
trust you got to have. And not just that, just
Right.
testing it, right? Like until you perfect it. Like who wants to be that person?
And meanwhile, I'm in the crowd, and I'm watching. There's this 8-year-old kid over here, and as soon as she clenched up, I saw his jaw drop, and I'm like, He's learning it young.
Yep, that
He's
didn't take
learning it-
long.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all. So it was a good show for me and the young man.
Yes, I will say Renaissance and circus folks, kind of like the same thing, right? I
Yeah.
did back to back.
Eccentric.
Very eccentric, but very attractive. Too, and in shape. Like I saw, and I don't talk about the people that were there, but there was some people, except the wenches, but they made themselves look that way. But no, just very much in shape. The jousting, like the princess and everybody. I was like, there's a lot of really pretty people who are in the circus and Renaissance Festival.
I saw a lot of floppers yesterday. I'm not gonna
Did
lie.
you?
I mean,
There's both. I
Yeah.
mean, you know.
I mean,
it's-
Jack the Whipper is
and I'm talking
good looking.
floppers.
Oh, yeah.
So I count at least.
He means boobs,
Yeah,
is what
I'm
he
talking
means.
about boobs. I saw a handful
Not
of
a
women
broad to be
yesterday.
found.
Exactly. No lie. They're like, I got to put this tight corset on,
my
and then just
God.
flop everything on top, no bra, no nothing, and they're literally just walking around. Just
Those
flopping
things are
around.
so
Boing,
uncomfortable
boing.
as is, and put the heat and all that. I mean, there's a lot of corsets too. A lot of women had their boobies jacked up. Yep.
See the Dirty Irish Stories guy? He
There was a filthy. What the guys? There was one of the guys in the mud. Was it the filthiest show?
No.
No,
This was
okay.
just under the tent guy that reads stories. And there's another guy that usually does like dirty poems.
Oh, okay.
They shared the same tent this year, kind of up by the vendors. They were a little closer.
Yes,
to
by the turkey
front.
legs.
Yeah.
That was my mission in life, is to get my mom a turkey leg. We had to find
Mission
her one of those
accomplished?
things. Mission accomplished.
All right.
She's a carnivore. She still does a carnivore diet. Been doing it forever. So she like nothing. She didn't want to touch anything there except a turkey leg. But the dirty show on Earth was the two guys mud wrestling, and they were like diving into the mud.
Okay. No,
I
didn't
swear
see that.
it wasn't mud. I'm pretty sure it was manure because it smelled so bad. And if you were in the vicinity of them, you were getting shrapnel. You were getting mud on you. Oh, yeah. And so my mom, my poor thing, she didn't realize it. She was like, get up close to like go see them. The guy just jumps in, mud all over her.
right.
Oh, my God. No napkin to be found anywhere, anything to wipe it off of her. But all in all, we had a good time. I think she's probably happy to be going home because she was like, God, you are exhausting.
When she heading home.
Go today.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But we were go all weekend long.
Well, we got to find out what happened to Franny
What?
yesterday, but we can do that after the break.
Yeah,
right?
we absolutely can do that, and it's business as usual. We have you want to do a trifecta, Jimmy?
Sure, absolutely.
All right, and then we will do a this day in history because I know we missed that too, and we have more your way. Plus at 11:45, make sure you are tuned in because we do have our giveaway. We're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to go see Stained and Breaking Benjamin. We have
Nice.
all that coming up on the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I don't know that anybody watches a Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix and like, I'm going to eat a dude today. Damn it. Don't use that against me, please. I don't know.
I mean, it's too late.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
It's been a nice drive along your expressways this morning. 95 in the Turnpike car accident-free. Construction, Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive. That'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Russo.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Power through your spring at Lowe's with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Buy one select string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56V battery free. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hey, it's Greg from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and this Thursday night, it's the international kickoff for the Palm Beach Boat Show. 7 to 10 in Legends Lounge. Monroe's is calling all captains, brokers, and employees to stop by for some beautiful ladies, great entertainment, and a great menu. An open bar from 7 to 10. It's Thursday night, March 21st. Make sure you stop in for Monroe's kickoff party for the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Monroe's and Palm Beach open 7 days a week till 5 a.m. Thursday night. Peace.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Hop Life is hosting a twist competition on Friday, March 22nd from 7 to 11 p.m. Competition begins at 8:30. Come get retro. Dress in the 50s theme for a chance to win Best Dressed as you enjoy Hop Life's 23 craft beers, seltzers, wine, and slushies. Visit hoplife.com.
Hey there, car owners. It's Franny. Head over to GiveMeTheVin.com for an instant cash offer in just 60 seconds. They buy all makes and models from $2,000 to $200,000. And if they can't beat your CarMax offer, they'll throw in an extra $100. They offer a 60-second bid process, pressure-free service, and free pickup. With a 5-star rating from the Better Business Bureau, they've got your back. Don't wait. Now's the time to sell with GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is the Greek here with Jeff Jr., owner of Trajan Well, talking about 401ks. I've always heard that 401ks were great, but you're telling me something different.
Well, 401ks are great when you're employed there. However, if you're no longer employed, you probably don't want to keep that 401k with your old employer, and you probably don't want to roll that old 401k into your new employer's plan.
Really? Why's that?
Well, most 401ks have limited investment options and can cost you thousands of dollars more in fees. And that's true even if you roll it over into your new employer's 401k. You also lose a lot of control by leaving your 401k with your old employer. If the company sells or merges, they often freeze it.
That's great insight. If you have a 401k with an old employer, stop what you're doing and call Trajan Wealth. 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Get $5 off at alignprobiotics.com. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase but is waived if paid within promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details.
Attention homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's time to replace. And right now you can get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen. Plus with our March 31-day sales event, you can save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Just text OWN to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no monthly payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Text OWN to 200-300 to save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Hurry, this incredible 31-day sales offer is only in March. Text OWN to 200-300. Text the word OWN to 200-300. OWN to 200-300.
I'm Ben Ferguson.
And I'm Ted Cruz. Biden gave an angry, bitter State of the Union.
And Senator Katie Britt gave the response.
And the media went nuts attacking her. Katie joins us on the pod for the inside story.
So now a verdict with Ted Cruz now to hear all the details.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Instead of treading water at the QB position, the Steelers decided to be aggressive. At the same time, the moves this offseason do have controlled risk. Between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, the new and improved quarterback room combines for a cap hit of just under $4.5 million. And with so much potential under center now in Pittsburgh, the risk appears well worth the reward for head coach Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. I'm Dan Patrick.
The brilliant EQE SUV from Mercedes-Benz with available digital light technology. It's so smart, even the headlamps are thinking. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at MBUSA.com/EQE SUV.
The Lombardi may have been lifted, but that doesn't mean there's no football to talk about. It's the offseason, and there's no better way to stay up to date with the latest from our league than with the Around the NFL podcast for news and fresh content all offseason long. From the start of free agency, where we'll break down familiar faces headed to new places, to the next generation of superstars walking across that stage at the NFL draft. Listen to the Around the NFL podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Heed the call.
Presented by T-Mobile for Business. Now is the time for 5G business.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Welcome back into the PH on Real Radio. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Franny. Of course, we have Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning.
And we don't have Greek with us. He is actually visiting his mom in New Jersey, but we have a special guest in the Penthouse. Hello, Jason.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
What's up?
How you feeling, Franny?
The best I've ever felt.
Am I loud enough? Am I feeling Greek's role? What? Am I being loud enough?
No, you got to sound angrier, too.
Oh, that's not possible. I'm not angry. How you feeling, Franny?
Oh, my God, don't do that. 47142. Started off with Real Radio. That's how you can text us. I did get a text saying I feel the same way you do, Franny. We also have happy day after your birthday, Jimmy. Someone says, I hope your mom comes to visit during tastings next month. And I have a feeling I know who that is because he loves my mom, who doesn't. And
I love tastings.
We do love tastings. April 13th, get your tickets, pbtastings.com. We'll get you more details on that. But it is a great event that we do here. Unlimited food, unlimited craft beer, unlimited wine and spirits, live music. It's a really great time over there at the Tanger Outlets. And then, let's see, number 42. Where we're talking about the NASCAR,
yes,
where the track caught on fire.
Yes. Oh, right.
So
that
they
would
said
be Daytona.
Yes, they said number 42, Juan Pablo Montoya. His steering failed and he hit the jet dryer.
That's it.
So there you go. Thank you for participating with us. But even though we don't have G-Man, we are still going to be doing a trifecta, and Jimmy's got that.
Riders up. It's Greek's trifecta.
Well, it's official. The madness is here, and the tournament is set to start this Thursday, and the finals is scheduled to play on April 8th in Glendale, Arizona. Your number one seeds are the UConn Huskies, North Carolina Tar Heels, Purdue Boilermakers, and the Houston We Have a Problem Cougars. UConn is still favored to win the tournament. Well, Heat fans rejoice because Bam hit a three-pointer at the buzzer to lift the Miami Heat to a 104-101 win over the Detroit Pistons last night. He ended up scoring 20 points with 17 rebounds. Duncan Robinson also scored a season-high 30 points for Miami as well. And the Heat take on the 76ers tonight in Philadelphia. Finally, Chicago Bears pretty much eliminated any doubt that they're going to take Caleb Williams in the first pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. Why? Well, they traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers over the weekend for a bag of balls. Inside that bag of balls was a 2025 sixth-round pick, which converts to a fourth-rounder if Fields plays 51% of the offensive snaps this season. But with Pittsburgh also picking up Russell Wilson this offseason,
I'm confused. Why?
That may not happen. I'm not sure what the deal was. I think the idea behind it was that Russell is a short-term solution, and Justin Fields
Will
is
be
a
long-term.
long-term solution.
Okay, because I was like,
to the
two
quarterback.
starters.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't understand that decision.
Yeah, that type of thing. I think
Okay.
you're probably going to still see Russ. They'll say that there's a competition more than likely, but I don't know. I mean, how else do you see that situation? I mean, Russell's only got a few years left. I mean, just,
And he's getting paid. He doesn't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Jimmy, were you and I talking about this the other day? Where the old way of doing things, where you like Green Bay.
Right.
I think we were talking about Green Bay. How they've mastered the art of grooming the next quarterback underneath their existing franchise quarterback. You look at Aaron Rodgers underneath Brett Favre. You look at Love underneath Aaron Rodgers, et cetera, et cetera. You know, this I can't. I've been nerding out about this Pittsburgh Steelers acquisition for the past 24 hours. I think it's great for Justin Fields because of exactly that. You know, he wants to be the starter. Obviously, he was the starter in Chicago, where he basically flopped. But now
he didn't do very well with them.
He's got an opportunity to sit second chair to Russell Wilson, who arguably has the experience as a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Yes, he played like crap in Denver, but still, he's got some knowledge that he can impart onto Justin Fields. That QB room is hot right now.
Yeah. And you know what? Some can even argue, and it's been argued even on the show by Greek, that, you know, Russell Wilson may not have had like super winning numbers as far as like wins and losses,
right?
But he had good stats as a quarterback in Denver. And then, of course, it just seems like that it was overshadowed more between his riff with Pete Carroll in Seattle, which led him to Denver. And then, of course, when Sean Payton got there, obviously those two butted heads big time. And I think that grabbed more headlines than the actual numbers, because if you look at his stats, they weren't terrible.
I'm anxious to see how this plays out with Tom.
Yeah, I am.
So he's
too,
only on a
because-
1-year deal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that he's a better fit, because I mean the one knock that Russell did have was the fact that, I mean, he's got a little bit of an ego, or he did. Now whether that ego has been tampered down a little bit because of the off the field or the sideline problems, we should say, but I don't know. I have a good feeling that him and Tomlin are going to mesh well, and they bring in a kid like Justin Fields, who again didn't have terrible numbers in Chicago himself.
Many
but
glimmers
he had
of hope.
he had nothing
Well, he didn't have a good team around him.
Yeah.
That was the issue. It wasn't him.
Yeah, and I think that's going to make a big difference. And then, of course, now the woes continue with Chicago. I mean, they're going to grab Caleb Williams more than likely. So where does that take them? And we'll see if they can build anything around that. But anyway, that is your Greeks trifecta. And now let's learn what happened on this day in our history.
On this day in history.
Well, we're going to go back 174 years ago today in 1850. You might have heard of these names, but not exactly the way I'm going to present them in the beginning. Henry Wells and William Fargo founded a shipping company called American Express. Exactly 2 years later, in 1852, they organized a coast-to-coast express business and bank and named it after themselves, which we know now today as Wells Fargo. You probably heard of it, William Henry Coast to Coast Express Business Bank.
American
And yes,
Express.
That's a joke.
Wells Fargo. Are they connected?
Are they connected?
Yeah.
The American
like the credit card?
The American Express part, I don't know,
Okay.
but of course the Wells Fargo
Yes.
is. 99 years ago today, 1925, the worst tornado in U.S. history passed through eastern Missouri, southern Illinois, and southern Indiana, killing 695 people, injuring some 13,000 and causing $17 million in property damage. 93 years ago today, 1931, genius Colonel Jacob Schick began selling what, Franny?
I don't know.
The first electric razor.
Oh.
Of course, we know Schick razors is,
Schick.
Schick, yeah.
Got it. I should have gotten that.
I was reaching for the dump button. I heard something else.
Schick.
59 years ago today, in 1965, Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Renov became the first man to walk in space.
I just found out recently from Jason that if you're Russian, you're a cosmonaut. If you're from the U.S., you're an astronaut.
That's right.
And no idea.
Really?
No.
Okay. 39 years ago today,
It's like
1980.
dummy. I don't know.
I'm a little nerdy with you on
Very
that,
much
with
nerdy,
space
surrounded.
stuff.
Surrounded.
And 39 years ago today, in 1985, baseball reinstated Hall of Fame stars Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays, believe it or not, they were ousted. They've been banned from baseball after accepting PR jobs with casinos.
Ooh.
How about that, huh?
Amazing how sports has come full circle now.
Isn't that crazy? There's a new casino spot with Tom Brady. Have you seen that? Before it was no, you can't do casinos, and now it's all over the place.
You talking about the one where he can't play because he wins too much?
Yeah.
That one was, I believe, from the Super Bowl this year. 32 years ago today, in 1992, Donna Summer got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And finally, 22 years ago today, in 2002, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Isaac Hayes, the Ramones, Talking Heads, and Brenda Lee were all inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that's what happened on March 18th in our history.
You're not going to do it, Jason? Dr. Tom Petty?
It's Dr. Tom Petty.
Dr. Tom Petty.
He got a posthumous doctorate from the University of Florida
No kidding.
last year, yeah. So
I did not know that.
Technically, Dr. Tom Petty. And speaking of Tom Petty, if you're into country at all, I would like to make a recommendation. Dierks Bentley did an amazing cover. I think it was American Girl. But there is a compilation album. I think it's Tom Petty Goes Country is what they're calling it. It's going to be coming out on May 30th or May 31st, and that was the lead single off that album. Phenomenal
Petty
job.
Country.
Yeah, Petty Country. That's what
Petty
it is.
Country. Luke Combs, Dolly Parton, Chris Stapleton are just some people that are going to be on that album.
Yeah.
It's a 20-track album.
Yeah, the one track is out now. It's really good. I can't wait for the rest.
Yep.
Excellent.
So you may be doing a little bit on the struggle bus today. Maybe. Like some people in here.
Somebody like Franny who had to take a nap for the first hour of the show.
Oh, I thought it was something else. I thought it was a bugger.
But if you are on the same boat, do not do these things because according to Cleveland Clinic, they are busting some hangover remedies, all right? They say these are absolute myths. And we know that we'll do whatever we can to cure a hangover. So if you did tie one on yesterday, don't try these tricks. The claims are the one common cure is that liquor before beer and you're in the clear. They say, nope. It's not true because alcohol is alcohol. It does not matter which way you consume it.
Now, I'm not one to argue with science and the medical industry.
I am.
But there are certain impurities in certain alcohols and beers that will make you feel worse the next day. They are right. Alcohol is alcohol no matter what you consume. But and it's to the same conversation we were having the other day. I don't know what I love IPAs, especially hazy IPAs.
Oh, they get me.
But if I have more than two now, the next day is the worst. It is absolutely, I can't come back from it, and it one day turns into 2 days now because of it. But and there's a lot, if you look at the damn beer, especially hazy, it's cloudy.
It's unfiltered.
Exactly. So there's a lot of crap, and when you get the cheaper liquors, it's
But even the
widely
brown,
known.
the whiskeys and scotches, those get you. And I mean, they say it's just the way that it's distilled and made and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
They normally tell you to stick with the clear alcohols because you won't have as much of a hangover. But
So
they're
what did
saying
you
here,
stick with yesterday,
an alcohol.
Franny?
Well, you know what? Enough about me. Let's give away a prize, and then we'll get into this. It's 11:45, and we can't tease you and not do it.
Saved by the clock.
Right? It's 11:45, which means we are doing a prize giveaway, and we're going to make it easy for you. We're going to be doing he said, she said. That's where Jimmy will read you a quote, and you just have to guess. Did Greek say it? Did Jimmy say it? Or did I say it? Franny. That's all you have to do. And then he will play the quote, the audio to it. So you know no shenanigans here.
I mean, you can guess if Jason said it, but your odds of that happening are probably
very,
slim.
very, very low.
Maybe from way back in the day.
877-927-6969, 877-927-6969. And we are going to be giving away a pair of tickets to go see Stained and Breaking Benjamin. That is going to be September 26th at the I Think Financial Amphitheater. So give us a call, 877-927-6969. Jimmy will answer those phones, and we will hopefully get somebody hooked up with some tickets. Speaking of tickets, Jason, you did mention that we have our tastings event happening.
I love this event. It is
great.
the one event that happens that I get really excited
Yeah, and we do it twice a year.
We do it twice a year because, number one, I like to eat.
Who doesn't?
Number two, I like to drink. And we take both of those and we combine them together.
Yes.
It is the unlimited food sampling, unlimited unlimited wine samples, unlimited craft beer samples. It's happening April 13th, Tanger Outlets right here in West Palm Beach. And you can get all the details, tickets, pbtastings.com. We want to see you out there. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, and I'm talking solid restaurants. Some of my favorites. The City Cellar. It's
Yes.
been there forever. Now in Rosemary Square, whatever. Fantastic food. You have the Cooper. Payway. I always called it Payway forever, just like you're saying it wrong. Payway. Drive Shack. Nothing but cakes, just to name a few. Plus, of course, the booze. We got Mom Water, Ace Cider, Hop Life Brewing, House of Wine, Beer and Spirits, all kinds of goodies. So make sure you come on out. That's April 13th at the Tanger Outlets, pbtastings.com.
Shout out to one of my favorite barbecue joints in Palm Beach
Which
County,
one's that?
Smoke Shack Barbecue.
Ooh, yeah.
They just opened their second location in Delray. They're going to be at Tastings
Nice.
as well. Come out, sample some amazing food. It's going to be a good time.
All right, Jimmy, we ready to give away these tickets?
We are ready. We have a pair of tickets to see Stained and Breaking Benjamin Thursday, September 26th at I Think Financial Amphitheater. And Paul had called in because he wants to go to the show. Paul, welcome to the Penthouse. How you doing today, buddy?
Hey, guys. What's happening?
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Good.
You ready to win some tickets to go see Stained?
I'm gonna try.
All right, let's do this.
Let's see if we can make that happen for you, Paul. Now, I'm going to read you a quote. All you got to do is tell us. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say it? You guessed correctly. I'm going to play the audio to back it up, and we'll send you to go see Stained and Breaking Benjamin. Here is your quote. I'm going to bury... Nope, that's a misspelling. Hold on. I'll give you a different one because that one's wrong. Something about it. I always have something in my mouth. I always have something in my mouth. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
Let's go with Franny.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Smart move.
I do.
Yeah, it sounded like this.
I always have something in my mouth.
Yeah, there it is. That's how you do it right there, Paul. Great job. Now, if you would hang tight for a minute, Paul, when we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air, and we'll get you set up with those tickets. Okay, pal?
All right, thank you.
All right,
Congratulations. If you're like, dang it, Paul, why'd you have to win?
What is this one that I got a typo here.
I don't know.
Something that
you
says
did it.
I'm going to bury is real deep in there. But that's not it. I know that's wrong.
Nope.
No, it's
well, maybe it's a Greek misspeak,
actually,
and you just.
It's
I'm going to bury it real deep in there.
I'm going to bury it real deep in there. Yeah, there you go. Huh.
You can always win tickets at realradio921.com/contest. We have what we give away at 11:45 on there, plus so many things. I always tell you, just sign up for everything. Register to win for everything. You might as well. So, yes, back to hangover remedies that don't work. And I will say my poison, I think that took me down yesterday, was Irish car bombs. I think
yeah.
That'll do it.
I, for some reason, think
know better.
I think I can beat my husband, and I never can. And so I'm like, let's do it again. And then I'll try to, and I just never can. And so...
Now, your husband is literally twice your size.
He is, but I'm very stubborn. And I think that I can win things that I can't win, including chugging a Irish car bomb. So...
Do we have a final count on how many you did yesterday?
I think I only did 3.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it wasn't aggressive.
It's the Baileys, man. I'm telling you.
It wasn't aggressive. The Baileys and the Jameson.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't an aggressive day, but it felt like it was an aggressive day this morning. So, yes, if you are doing these things, we were talking about Cleveland Clinic. They are saying these are absolute myths, and it makes sense to talk about it today because it's the day after St. Patrick's Day, and everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. So, doesn't matter. Beer before liquor, liquor before beer. They say that's crap. Doesn't matter. Then they also say, you've also heard of people, and this is something that I believe in to alleviate the symptom, the hair of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
So the saying is the hair of the dog that bit you, which means drink alcohol again to feel better.
Go get yourself a Bloody Mary the next day or something.
They say no. All it does, which makes sense, is just delay the hangover.
Absolutely. You're delaying the inevitable.
Yes. You're going to feel good at the moment, but then the next day is going to suck too, unless you just continue it on.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong, but there's a way to execute the hair of the dog.
Oh, yeah. And what's that, Jason?
When you start executing the hair of the dog, you start hydrating at the same time, and then you say, you know what? I'm going to end my day early. And then you just kind of coast into the evening, and you go to bed early.
It worked for me.
Day, well,
I was in bed early. I did all that. And you know what it is? I normally drink Tito's and water or like tequila. That's it. Yesterday was a beer day for me because it's St. Patty's Day. It just makes sense, right? And I think that's what kicks my ass. I do. They also claim here, another common myth is taking a pain reliever before bed. Popping a couple Advils or Tylenols. They don't advise it. They advise against it. This is Cleveland Clinic saying that it could actually put you at increased risk for, sounds terrible, gastrointestinal bleeding. Yeah.
Okay. That I haven't heard of.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either.
I've always heard that like you don't want to take a acetaminophen with alcohol because it kills the liver.
The liver,
It's hard on your liver, but that's a long-term effect, not a short-term next day. So
and these are doctors. That's not me.
I'll stick with like ibuprofen if I'm gonna like get a headache from or try to take care of a headache from that.
But the claims are, this is Cleveland Clinic, doctors saying don't do that. And they say, and while it may not be what you want to hear, the best and safest way to avoid a hangover, just don't drink.
Yeah, okay.
What fun is that?
Yeah.
What fun is that?
Shut up.
I know.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah. They said St. Patrick's Day is not really just about drinking. It's spending time with friends and family. And drinking.
Well, they're
with your
also
friends
saying,
and family.
They also say in there, if you want to help avoid a hangover, make sure you have a good base. Start with a big meal.
I know. I
Water
told
along
him.
the
I was
way,
like, I
blah,
told
blah,
Jason.
blah.
I was like, I don't think I ate anything yesterday. That could have been an issue too.
You think?
Yeah, the whole no food in your stomach.
I'm still a big advocate of the hydration, right? I mean, when you stay hydrated, and some of the ones, some of the things that we've seen over the years, like those IVs that you can get the next day to be, make you feel better. What do? They rehydrate you.
Right, that's it.
That's the big thing with it. So if you stay hydrated and you have that glass of water in between drinks, you can still get a little sloppy, and maybe that'll help. I don't know. I've never bothered with it, but I don't get sloppy, stupid drunk anymore.
It does help if you get drink water in between.
Right. Now, my story from yesterday was similar. I mean, I had the same amount of drinks that you did, Franny, but I spread them out. I didn't want to deal with any crowds, to be honest with you. I didn't want to go to any of the festivals. I mean, I thought about hitting up Del Rey, and I'm like,
Del Rey's a zoo.
Exactly. And I'm like, let's just go to breweries. And so we went to Saltwater Brewery. We ended up going to Cuesta Brewing Company. Went to a handful of different breweries, but slamming a glass of water in between every beer is going to be helpful with that. And the last night when I got home, I chugged a half a bottle of Pedialyte, feeling like a champ today.
There you go. Yeah.
No problem.
Are you bragging?
I am.
Well, I got a question for you. Now you were drinking some beer yesterday, said, Franny. So I didn't take you as much for a beer drinker. So this question can go to you as well. I wanted to direct it more towards Jason because I know you like IPA. You like some different type of some beers. And how about this one? How about a pizza flavored beer? Does that sound appetizing at all to either of you?
I don't know. I like pizza. I like beer. I don't know if I want to drink it.
Keep the flavoring out of my beer.
Yeah, but I guess I can't knock it because I do like savory. Like I like a Bloody Mary every now and then, so I'm down with savory. So maybe.
But when it's in my beer, I'm not all for it.
Yeah.
There was, I think it was either Side Door Brewing Company or Hop Life Brewing Company in St. Lucie County. I went to a number of years ago with a couple of buddies of mine, and they had a jalapeno beer. And I love spicy. I love jalapenos.
But jalapeno margaritas are delicious.
Again,
right?
Keep it out of my beer, though. So I had this beer, and I wanted to puke on the spot. I'm like, this is disgusting. Keep it out of my beer.
Yep. Hop Life, great place to go, too,
Fantastic.
by the way. Yep. So anyway, this company's coming out with a pizza-flavored beer. It's going to arrive next month. It's a New Belgium partnered with the frozen pizza brand Tombstone, which we've heard of, to make this. It is an IPA, and it's got 7% alcohol in it, and they're selling it under the IPA brand Voodoo Ranger. It's described as having hints of crispy crust, tangy tomato sauce, and savory herbs and spices with a pepperoni finish. I mean, that makes it sound very elegant in a way.
Pepperoni finish.
Yeah, pepperoni finish. You can sign up to win some at voodooranger.com if you're interested. They're going to start selling it in select markets around April 7th. For National Beer Day. Oh, got to mark that on the calendar. And this stuff is costly. A 4-pack will get you, they're going to hit you $50 for a 4-pack. Jeez, wow. So
that's a lot of money. That's ridiculous. Yeah, like at that point, you don't drink it, right? I mean, that's a collectible.
I'm more with you, Jay. I've never really cared for. Just give me a regular, Coors Light, that type of thing, and it's really been mine. I've never really been much of an IPA, but I can't imagine some of the something flavored like having a chocolate beer or something. I mean, I've seen them out there, and it just doesn't sound appetizing.
I don't mind it. Like a nice, like a chocolate finish and a stout or something like that. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I mean, a coffee. There's I went to Copper Point yesterday actually, and they have a coffee lager. Fantastic.
A lager, huh? I've never had a coffee lager.
Yeah, they also have a nitro coffee stout. Fire. so good. Coffee, I can do in my beer.
Coffee, okay.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
a coffee-flavored beer, I absolutely love it. But any of these other wacky flavors, and like, keep it away. I don't want to do it.
Is there a flavor that, and please participate in how you like it, 47142 is the text line to start off that text with Real Radio. Is there a flavor that you would like to see combined with beer? Probably the closest thing is, again, going back to Hop Life, they have like a blueberry beer. It's got like a little hint of blueberry taste to it. Yeah. But otherwise, it just tastes like a light beer, regular light beer, lager type thing. And that, I got to tell you, that wasn't bad. I could get into something like that. Maybe a little hint of a fruity flavor wouldn't bother me so much.
Well, that's like Sweetwater.
Shandies and stuff like that. Some shandies have that lemon flavor to them and whatnot.
I don't like a shandy either. But Sweetwater Blue, they've been around forever. It's they were actually like one of the very first craft brews. They're based, I think, in Georgia. Sweetwater is.
Yes.
You've had the 420.
Yeah,
and
420.
Yeah, the blue is a blueberry, which is really nice. And I think Abita makes, am I saying that right? Abita is in New Orleans. I think they make a blueberry one too.
That's something different.
That's
Sweetwater's G13 is fantastic, by the way. If you like a little bit of marijuana flavoring to your beer, then it's not bad. There is a brewery, guys. I lived in Cleveland for a while, and you talk about a great. That's a fun town, man. You would have a blast.
Cheap beers.
Only because of the cold.
Yeah.
Other than that, as much as many of the stories that you've told me, I would like it there.
Cleveland is a fun town. It is a great craft beer town, and there was a brewery there called Platform Brewery. Got bought out by Anheuser-Busch. They no longer exist anymore, but they put out a beer that I didn't think I would like, but I loved it, and it's another flavor that actually works well with stouts. It was caramelicious, so it was milk chocolate, and it had a heavy caramel flavor to it. Brother, I'm telling you, that's one of the best stouts I've ever had.
That sounds good.
It might be something I might even like that.
Yeah. So hit us up. If you got one, maybe from a local brewery, you can always let us know, 47142. That's how you participate. I have some text messages I'm going to get into, including fun facts. And my fun facts are going to be about hangovers because it makes sense. But we have people here who text us some remedies that they live by. I'll get to those text messages and fun facts when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
We're everywhere you need to be. Find your favorite show at realradio921.com. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
It's been a nice drive along your expressways this morning. 95 and the Turnpike are accident-free. Construction, Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive. That'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of America's first and the world's first billionaire, John D. Rockefeller. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
If you're looking for the yard of your dreams, look no further than Moon Valley Nurseries. America's largest box tree grower is now open in Riviera Beach. Here you'll find a wide assortment of mature trees and hedges to choose from. Work with our dedicated nursery pros to plant your dream yard. Whether you're looking for instant privacy, a relaxing oasis, or a statement piece, Moon Valley Nurseries is here for you from planning to planting. Call 561-295-8852 to schedule a free design consultation or come see us at 3200 Broadway in Riviera Beach.
GimmeTheVin.com reminds you that buying smart always means getting the best offer for your current vehicle. So get your best bid and your check on the spot with GimmeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
In Florida, hurricanes are a part of life. Our Category 5 storm catcher screens, shutters, and high-impact windows will help protect your home from hurricane winds, rain, and airborne debris. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Joint pain. It's something that can literally stop us in our tracks. At QC Kinetics, we offer a revolutionary specialized course of treatment, perfected over 10 years, that can eliminate your pain. Our regenerative therapies actually repair damaged tissue, restoring the joint and eliminating
eliminating the pain, not masking it with drugs or risky invasive surgery. If you suffer with joint pain, arthritis, age, degeneration, or a sports injury, and have been told you need knee, hip, shoulder, or back surgery, QC Kinetics offers revolutionary non-surgical solutions with actual regrowth of your own tissue with no downtime and long-lasting results. Call right now and set up your free examination with one of our highly specialized doctors at one of our 6 leading-edge clinics in Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami. Experience VIP medical care at its best. Call right now and see how you can get your first treatment free. Call 800-375-1971. That's 800-375-1971. 800-375-1971.
MMJ Health won Best Medical Marijuana Card Provider of the Year for a reason. We're known for giving the green light. And with 9 locations and a money-back guarantee, relief is easy. Meet with our doctors and see if you qualify instantly at mmjhealth.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
My name is Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuck It. 13 years ago, we redefined men's casual style with the original Untuck shirt. Over the years, we've applied the same obsession for the perfect fit to pants, polos, and sports coats, to name a few. We've literally got you covered from head to toe. We also have a great women's collection and just launched a big and tall line, too. With 20 new stores planned in 2024, we will now have over 100 globally. Visit us at untuckit.com or one of our many stores.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations, like 24/7 comedy.
They were really donut holes. The bag would be empty.
When you need to laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
Should we call someone? I'm like, no, that's his face.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Monday. It is going to be a hot day. Temperatures in the upper 80s outside. We will see a few scattered showers and storms moving through as well because there's a cold front boundary working its way in. It does bring cooler air back to the area. We're in the 50s and 60s tomorrow morning. Highs only near 70 for Tuesday.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes? Wish you should just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoe for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. So how do Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Make this tournament your best ever with a VEASAN Pro subscription. Now for only $199 and get everything VEASAN has to offer for a full year. You'll get daily best bets from all VEASAN experts and detailed betting splits to see where the smart money is moving. Plus, access to our March Mania betting guide crafted exclusively for VEASAN Pro subscribers. Grab your annual VEASAN Pro subscription today for just $199 with promo code MANIA. Visit VEASAN.com/pro to sign up and be part of the Sports Betting Network.
The NFL draft is just over a month away, and rumors for who goes where are heating up. Hi, I'm Stormy Bonantoni with VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network. Since Caleb Williams is a $12 favorite to go #1 overall, let's take a look at the market with a little more bang for your buck. Should the Bears take Williams with the top selection, the quarterback needy Washington Commanders are on the clock at number 2, and LSU's Jaden Daniels has officially leapfrogged UNC's Drake May in the market. Last year's Heisman Trophy winner gained a lot of steam following the combine in Indy, despite not working out or having his measurements taken, and is currently minus 115 favorite to go 2. May at minus 105 was regarded as the second best prospect to Williams for most of this past season, but it's had mixed reviews from analysts as of late. While some say he's Josh Allen 2.0, others have gone so far as to say he's QB6 on their list and out of the first round. In truth, anyone other than May or Daniels going second would be a major upset. Williams is listed at 10.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. To the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Hello, hello. Welcome back into the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1, 101.7, and of course, anywhere in your pocket around the world on that absolutely free iHeart Radio app. Good afternoon to you. This is Franny. Of course, we have Jimmy.
Hello, and good afternoon, actually. Look at that.
I know,
12
it's weird,
o'clock.
right?
It's 12 o'clock already.
Man, that first hour just flew by. We do have Greek on vacation this week, but we have Jason sitting in with us. Hey, Jason.
Hi.
Hi. What's up?
Oh, just done rocking out over on the Gator. I had to come over, hang out with you on Real Radio.
Didn't have enough of me. I get it.
Nothing else going on,
And you can participate. We have so many ways to do so. 877-927-6969 is that toll-free number. I love the talkback feature. You just have to have the iHeartRadio app. You search Real Radio 921, click on the microphone, and you can leave us a little voice message. And, of course, I have a text line in front of me, 47142. Started off with Real Radio. But it's time for some fun facts.
It's Franny's Fun Facts.
All right, so yes, a lot of people have taken the struggle bus this morning to work, and maybe you're dealing with a hangover. These are hangover facts they claim that everyone should know.
Okay.
All right? So we are here. Hangovers cost money. They said maybe you spent a lot of money on your big night out, but that hangover the next day can be just as expensive or even worse.
When you see how much you spent.
Right?
They say it's estimated that an average working adult spends roughly $2,000 per year on hangovers.
Huh?
They say due to poor job performance and missing work entirely.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. You look confused with that one. Yep.
I've never missed a day of work because of a hangover.
That's $2,000 per year.
Wow.
That's the claim here. Yeah, you just got to drag yourself into work like I did.
Yeah.
Lighter liquors, we talked about this, means easier hangovers. Recent study compared the effects of drinking vodka versus drinking bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
And those who drank bourbon felt worse the following day. This is because those darker colored drinks like rum, red wine, bourbons, all that stuff include more, I'm going to mess this up. Is it congeners? Does that sound? C-O-G-E?
What'd you call me?
Congeners. C-O-G-E-N-E-R-S.
Cogeners?
Cogeners.
No.
Yeah, or the byproduct of fermentation that turn into formaldehyde and increase your hangover pain.
Yeah, but they taste better.
Yeah.
I like mine clear.
I've heard going to Italy, and they're like, Italian wine's so much better than that California wine because of the sulfates that they put into the wine in the States. And I've heard that before, so I mean, maybe it's similar. I don't know.
Fermentation, the formaldehyde. Yes, you bring up a good point. If you ever go or travel abroad or go to Italy, they say just drink the table wine. You don't need a big fancy wine menu. You don't need to order any of the bottles that they have there. What they give you is probably going to be the best quality.
The best.
Yep.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm. Smoking, if you are a smoker. I feel like a lot of people don't smoke these days, but they actually make hangovers worse. They said it is a known fact that cigarettes are bad for your health, obviously, but they can make your hangover pain worse. There was a recent study that compared the drinking and smoking habits of college students and reported that those who smoked while drinking heavily had more severe hangovers the next day.
I believe that.
I know. I myself, you were a former smoker. I was a former smoker. Yeah. I get it.
And I'm sure vaping is the same thing. Maybe not as bad as smoking, but still not good for you either.
Yep. We are doing fun facts about hangovers. Genetics matter, according to this.
Really?
Yes. They say wondering why you're not one of the lucky ones, because I know people
who can just get back on that horse, no problem, like no hangover. And I'm like, how? How are you okay? But they say, yeah, there are people. They said it could be your genetics. Hangover symptoms are linked to how quickly the body breaks down alcohol and the byproducts of alcohol. They say some genes are linked to the enzymes that break down, a word I'm not going to try to say, the toxic byproduct of alcohol. So roughly 20 to 30% of the population doesn't experience hangovers. That's a lot.
Does it say which genetics? What
They
where
said
you
that
hail
just,
from?
they're just their bodies metabolize
It doesn't
ethanol.
say like, oh, if you're Irish
No.
or if you're Native American or if you're Japanese or whatever.
Nope, doesn't say that.
It's no different than food. I mean, but everybody's body has a different metabolism depending on how it breaks down food.
Mm-hmm. And
So
then,
I would imagine the same for alcohol.
speaking of food, we just got a couple more here. We always hear, like, get something greasy in your system, right? When people say that when you're a hangover, get something nice and greasy, they say protein is actually better for you.
Really?
Yep. Keeping your stomach busy is one of the most important parts of easing the pain for a hangover. So they say snack on protein-rich foods while drinking to keep your stomach busy. Yep. And prevent some of the alcohol from entering the small intestines and being absorbed into the blood.
Or the moral of the story for you, just
Yes.
eat something, period.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I always forget about food, once I start having a
I don't
good
know
time.
how you do that.
I just forget about it. It does happen. And there you go for your fun facts. Now, G-Man, Greek is always talking about how divorce rates are just out of control, right? What is his? He always says 50%, right, of marriages end up in divorce. Isn't that the stat he throws out?
That number has been around for
decades.
a long time, a very long time, and so I think we saw some peak happen, especially around COVID, right? That was something that we noticed in 2020 or the latter half of 2020, where they saw a higher increase in divorce rates because
they were like, get me out of this house and this person.
Right?
And I get it. I swear to God, and my husband and I get along very, very well. But during COVID, and I don't know if it was COVID or him, I started going more gray during COVID.
Really?
And my hair, she was like, is he stressing you out? I was like, no. I was like, maybe it was COVID. But yeah, they're actually seeing these rates. Surprisingly enough, there's a turn of events. So they look back specifically at 2022, and they said that became the year of love. Marriage rates soared in this post-pandemic lockdown, with over 2 million couples tying the knot. They said that, according to the CDC, it seems being cooped up together, which is opposite of what we were just talking about, brought some couples closer.
Okay.
Prompting them to reevaluate what truly matters in a partner, finances, compromise, stuff like that. Your binge-watching preferences, they even throw in there, too. And so it's not just about saying I do anymore. It's about finding your best friend for life, which I highly recommend. And I know you guys are in the same boat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's something to wait. I mean, maybe this complements your point. I mean, there's something we talked about it on the Gator a couple of weeks ago, where the average age of marriage used to be like 23, 24 back in the 80s, and it's like 29, 30 nowadays. I think the longer you wait, the better off you are.
You change so much.
Oh, hell yeah.
Between that like 20 to 30. And that was my first marriage. I was young. I was 24, 25. And obviously I regret it, but it was one of those things. I think I was too young.
Sure.
I wasn't mentally ready for it.
I think most people do. Jason makes a great point. I mean, I'm not anything like I was when I was 22, 25 to,
God, I was so dumb.
Even 30
Right?
years old. Yeah.
I'm still dumb. Like,
No,
I can imagine back then.
I still have the same sense of humor.
Yeah. Right.
Very childish sense of humor. And,
Low-hanging
and that-
fruit, farts, all that. Yeah,
I'll
of
never
course.
get rid of that, or at least I hope I don't. But outside of that, really not much. I'm a completely different person.
Well, you have a better sense of self. You have a better sense of, financial ramifications for decisions that you make.
Well, that's probably one of the bigger ones. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the dumb things that I was doing back then. Hell, I chose radio as a career back then. How stupid is that?
Yeah. What
We're doing it ever
Jeez.
since.
What were we thinking?
Yep.
So dumb.
But yeah, they said it's more of like a shift. People want to be companions more so. They said that prioritizes over these whirlwind romances. Friendship does and relationships. They said, but it's not just about marriages. Researchers found that divorce rates have gone down too. So in 2022, same year that they're talking about, the divorce rate was 2.4 per 1,000 people, showing that cutting ties is on a downward trend. They said, yep. They said the rate of divorces in 2000 was 4 per 1,000. So almost in half when it comes to that.
Pretty good.
I'm sorry. Did you say that? Or what about marriage rates? I mean, as far as are there more marriages now? Because I feel
they
feels like there's less.
They threw out a
And if
number.
there's less marriages, then there would be less divorces. You would think.
It wasn't necessarily, no, because they said that marriages were increasing. The rates had soared.
All right. Well, that's then different than what I thought. Okay. All right.
Yep, it wasn't a percentage. I can click on the CNN article. It was more of a 2 million people is what they said got married in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that's I believe that's just U.S., so it's not a worldwide number because I think it was the U.S. Centers for Disease and Control Prevention is the one who did this article.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine that being worldwide.
Yep. And I did promise I was going to get into your text messages. I'm sorry to deflect off that, but 47142 started off with Real Radio because we had some people who were like, hey, hangover cure and some good beers they wanted to recommend.
All right.
All right. There we go.
So
All eaters.
We said, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that Bitox recovery patch, the one that they always text us about, they said it's a game changer. And you're right. And I have been procrastinating and sitting on it. And I just ordered it on Amazon. So I will be ready the next time one comes around. We have somebody else that says to prevent a hangover, I take BC powder before I start drinking. And it works for me. I know. And we have regarding different types of alcohol.
That's just powdered aspirin, right?
Aspirin, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Says I can drink 4 or 5 tequila shots. No issue. 1 shot of whiskey.
Done.
And I have a brutal hangover. They said I somehow gained an allergy to the brown stuff. I guess some people can't. Some people, even here with whiskey and brown liquors, like they get mean. You ever hear that?
Yeah, but that's, some people say that, right? So they get a different kind of drunk on wine versus scotch or beer versus vodka. And I don't know that. It never happened to me.
I think there's something to it, but I also really, anybody that says that I call BS on because it's the alcohol that gets you intoxicated. It's not the delivery mechanism or what else is around with it. It's the alcohol is alcohol. You saw
My husband claims he's one person like that too with whiskey, and so he doesn't drink it. I don't want to test it.
Fair.
So I don't know, but he does. He claims whiskey does that.
But that could be psychological.
Maybe.
It could be him going into it. Oh, if I know I'm going to be whiskey, I'm going to turn into a dick, and you're almost willing it to an existence. So I think that has something to do with it. Alcohol is the alcohol. I don't know if the everything else that's surrounding it is what's going to change or alter your mood.
The other ingredients mixing with it and your body metabolism.
Right.
I always thought there might be a little bit of truth to it. I am definitely with you when it comes to like alcohol, as far as like it doesn't matter how the volume is what makes your blood alcohol level.
Sure.
What it is. It doesn't matter whatever that alcohol content level is. That doesn't change from a whiskey to a beer.
What does change, though, is the amount of alcohol you're intaking at that given moment. If you're getting a beer, you got 4.5. Let's just say it's a Miller Lite. You got 4.55% alcohol on your average can of Miller Lite, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go to get a glass of wine. Well, that's going to be 14% alcohol. Or you do a shot, that's going to be way significantly more. So if you're doing more quicker, you could change your mind or change your mood quicker. But by and large, alcohol is still alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I also think it's just the way that it's made and processed and stuff like that. And I think those darker liquors have more sugars in them too. Sure. But they said with beer, somebody said Jason's right. G13 is bussin'. I guess that means cool. Is bussin'? Is that what the kids are saying?
It's tasty.
Yep. We have. You should try Funky Buddha Last Snow. Said it's a chocolate and coconut porter that tastes. You wouldn't like it. You don't like coconut.
Nope.
That tastes more like an almond joy bar. That sounds delicious to me.
I want to puke.
Definitely try that.
Nope.
I love coconuts, and I love almond joy bars.
I can't even stand the smell of
nope.
it.
Oh my
It makes me want to vomit.
And coconut
You guys
doesn't
don't
have.
know anything. It's so good.
Coconut and Swiss cheese. Man. I don't know. Swiss cheese is the worst.
Are we brothers?
I think we are.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese is so good. There's no cheese I discriminate on.
Went to Switzerland last year and had that raclette. Oh, God. The whole
Melty
city
goodness.
smells like vomit.
Melt it, put it all over potatoes, charcuterie. Oh, it's so good. Let's see here. I've had Voodoo Ranger regular IPA.
Voodoo Ranger's good.
Yeah?
I don't know about pizza Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah. I don't either. And then somebody says, so protein is good for a hangover. I know why hookers never have a hangover. But
Literally.
So we were talking divorces and how they've actually decreased while marriage rates have increased. Well, this marriage didn't last, but I found this story to be quite interesting. So there is a guy who is no longer with his wife. Now she is an ex-wife, but he has to pay her. And I don't know how they figured this out. So this happened in Spain. Nothing like this will probably ever happen here in the States. But this guy, Spain just recently ruled that he has to pay his ex-wife almost $96,000. And the reason why, it's compensation for her work she did as a housewife for 26 years of marriage. So if this happens to this one guy, how many people are now going to go to court and try to take their exes to get compensated for housework?
You did qualify that this was in Spain.
It was
right?
in Spain, yes, yes. They were married 96, separated in 2022, and the wife only worked outside the family home. They said for like 205 days spread across those several years. She dedicated herself to raising their daughter and keeping the household in order.
A decision that she made, I'm sure.
Yes, or maybe together. They did.
Okay.
But he remained in the family home that had long been paid for while she had to go out and rent her own place after the marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she had to find a job immediately in order to support herself. And they said because she spent 26 years of her life as a housewife, she will likely be entitled to a very small pension. But this guy who dedicated his life to his professional career now has to compensate her for it because she wasn't able to work. She didn't really have any skills to do anything. So $96,000 they came up with was the amount of money.
Sum?
Well, I guess so.
Okay.
One-time lump sum. But this one thing is happening. How many other people are going to go after their exes now?
Yeah, I mean,
well,
look.
then there's the reverse too, where the male sues because they, worked and did so much, right? Mowed the lawn, so you owe me for that. I mean, that can get real nitpicky. But the thing that jumps out at me about that article is the fact that she was a housewife for most of her life, right? I mean, it's not like she only did it for a couple of years, So, I mean, what is she going to do? I mean, going back into the workforce is kind of difficult.
Tough. She hasn't had any time to develop any skills or, learn a trade or whatever. So, I mean, look, I look at it from both sides. There's a go, well, she doesn't deserve it. Blah, 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 blah. I don't necessarily agree with that. Look, we have alimony in the States.
I was going to say,
a thing.
it's
So
kind of alimony,
it's
right?
It's just a different version of alimony, and it makes sense. And, there's the conversations that could be had, right? Did he earn that money because he was afforded the opportunity to focus on his career because she was back home taking care of the house and the kids?
Right.
So there's a benefit that so there's lots of different sides to look at it. I don't necessarily view this as a bad thing. It's only $96K. I mean,
she was
another
asking
dollar.
she was asking $200.
Oh, well, she got half of what she was asking
she
for.
did, yes. But yeah, so I guess it's kind of alimony, right? I mean, that's just basically what they're doing.
It's just a weird way that they put it. They're equating it to the fact that she's being reimbursed for something that, was just part of their natural lives. But does she deserve some sort of compensation? I mean, there's a lot of details that we don't know about their marriage and, why it's split up and all that. But I don't think that's unreasonable.
And I want to get into this when we have more time, but I know, Jimmy, you are the kinky one here in the Penthouse. We all know this. The 12 kinkiest states, but we'll get into that coming up. But speaking of owing money, I saw that you had a story about Bruno Mars, who owes a lot of money.
Apparently. Now,
I didn't realize he was a gambler.
Here's something. Well, I didn't even realize that he's been out there and he's had a residency in Vegas for a long time, according to this, which is very interesting. I just hadn't heard about it. But Bruno Mars recently entered his 9th year of his residency at Park MGM in Vegas.
Wow, I did not realize 9 years in Vegas.
Yeah.
Wow.
They don't really talk about it that much.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
a residency doesn't mean he's there year round.
True.
But, if you're in Vegas and you like Bruno Mars, I'm sure you'll find it.
Well, there you go. And apparently it's been there for quite a while. He just extended 12 more shows there. It's going to go throughout 2024. But if you believe a report from News Nation, part of the reason Mars' residency has lasted so long is because apparently he likes to gamble, and he's acquired quite a bit of debt, $50 million to be specific here. The source estimated that he owes as much as $50 million to MGM. He reportedly takes in about $90 million annual as part of his deal with the casino, but after taxes, you would imagine he's probably about breaking even, if that, right? He has spoken about his affinity for gambling in the past during media interviews, revealing that he visited his first casino at 19 years old and still unknown as still unknown musician at the time. But he likes to play the cards, apparently.
I mean, I'm a fan of playing blackjack, but I'm not going to get $50 million in debt. I also don't have his paycheck, so
that's the thing, and it's something that comes up on this show very often about money and how like some people just they'll gamble. We hear Mattress Mac, right? He'll put $1 million on a football game or something like that, but everybody has their set of zeros.
Right.
Our set of zeros is 10. Their set of zeros is 10,000, right?
How does a casino let him get into that much debt? You know what I'm saying? Like how?
Because he's got the credit.
You would think that there would be a point where they would $50 million.
Now, is his residency at MGM Grand, and he owes $50,000 or $50 million to MGM? So there's probably, they're probably working on something there.
I'm sure. Yeah.
If he's making $90 million and he owes $50, they're like, just freaking take it out of my pay. Whatever.
Bruno Mars for free, basically.
Exactly.
In a way.
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy. So 47142 started off with Real Radio. That is a way that you can get in touch with us. We have a happy belated birthday, Jimmy. You're not special.
Thank you.
Goose Island wheat is top notch. G13 is meant to be smoked, not drinked.
Uh-huh.
Not drinked.
I'm not 20 anymore.
Interesting. So yeah, you can participate with us. We do not have G-Man, but we still are handling trifectas, and Jimmy will do that when we get back. And plus, we're going to talk about the 12 kinkiest states on Real Radio 92.1.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I don't know that anybody watches a Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix and like, I'm going to eat a dude today. Damn it. Don't use that against me, please. I don't know.
I mean, it's too late.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Lawrence Road shut down due to construction in Boynton Beach. Lawrence Road closed north and south between Hybiluxo and Lantana Road. Your alternates, Military Trail, or Congress is scheduled to reopen tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you slow down for bicycles on your ride today. That's Traffic on Duty. Stuart.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of President Andrew Jackson's cursing parrot. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, it's Greg from Monroe's of Palm Beach, and this Thursday night, it's the international kickoff for the Palm Beach Boat Show. 7 to 10 in Legends Lounge. Monroe's is calling all captains, brokers, and employees to stop by for some beautiful ladies, great entertainment, and a great menu. An open bar from 7 to 10. It's Thursday night, March 21st. Make sure you stop in for Monroe's kickoff party for the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Monroe's of Palm Beach open 7 days a week till 5 a.m. Thursday night. Peace.
In Florida, hurricanes are a part of life. That's why over 100,000 Floridians have made StormSmart a part of theirs. Our Category 5 storm catcher screens, shutters, and high-impact windows are designed to help protect your home from hurricane winds, rain, and airborne debris. In fact, StormSmart can protect every opening in your home. If you live in Florida, extreme weather is a part of life. But for year-round storm protection, you can count on StormSmart. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Believe it or not, most small businesses don't have a 401k. If you don't have a 401k, you are missing out on the greatest wealth creation tool ever created. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many 401ks are overpriced for the employer, have expensive and underperforming investment options, and have tedious administrative provisions. Not at Trajan Wealth. We can set up a 401k for a company for only $8 per employee, a $65 per plan fee, plus a small advisory fee. That's right, not thousands or even the tens of thousands you've been quoted. And do it all in less time than it takes to sit in traffic. If you have 5 or more employees, these 401ks will help you attract and retain top talent. And if you're an employee and don't have a 401k, tell your boss. Call Trajan Wealth today. Call 561-390-1000. That's 561-390-1000.
Services offered through a third-party partner.
Spring is in the air, but so are airborne allergens like tree pollen, grass, mold, and ragweed. If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage springs into action quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds. And you don't need a never-ending cycle of decongestants that can leave you feeling drowsy. Navage is the fast and easy drug-free allergy solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today so you can get outdoors and enjoy your favorite springtime activities. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-803-5505 to speak to an expert. That's 800-803-5505.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Uses directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Come to Audible and discover the best selection of audiobooks without exception. Bestsellers, new releases, plus podcasts and exclusive Audible originals. You'll find everything you love all in one place. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Monday. It is going to be a hot day. Temperatures in the upper 80s outside. We will see a few scattered showers and storms moving through as well because there's a cold front boundary working its way in. It does bring cooler air back to the area. We're in the 50s and 60s tomorrow morning. Highs only near 70 for Tuesday.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Bonus savings on top brands and better sleep are all the buzz at Mattress Firm's Friends and Family sale. Hurry in to save up to $700 with your extra discount. You'll even get a free adjustable base on select beds. Plus, if you see a lower price, Mattress Firm will match it. Restrictions apply.
NFL Total Access, the podcast, is getting you ready for the NFL Draft. I'm your host, Andrew Levy, and I'll be delivering 2 shows a week to make sure you're caught up on the latest NFL news, every free agency move, and how it changes the draft needs of your NFL team. Draft experts, talent scouts, mock drafts, and shock drafts too. NFL Total Access, the podcast, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by T-Mobile for Business. Now is the time for 5G Business.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to The Penthouse Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Good afternoon. You are tuned back into the Penthouse. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you were here from the get-go, we appreciate you. If not, why? Where were you? But you're here now. This is Franny. Of course, we have Jimmy. Good afternoon, Jimmy.
Hello and good afternoon.
And we have a Greek replacement today. I mean, we can never replace the Greek. He is on vacation.
All right.
He is enjoying himself, spending some time with his mom. But we got Jason with us.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
I do the show with Franny
Yes.
mornings over at 98.7 The Gator. If you have not listened to our rock morning show,
Right.
make sure you do it.
Yep, make sure you tune into the Gator.
Puke alert.
But only do it when Rover's in commercial break, okay?
I love it. And I do want to give you a heads up before we get into another trifecta that we have a very cool event coming your way. April 13th. It is our tastings event right there at the Tanger Outlets in West Palm Beach. Food, wine, craft beer, music, and I am talking unlimited samples. Make sure you show up hungry and thirsty. And there's great spots that are going to be there. Talkin' Tacos.
Talkin'
Tacos is going to be there. BJ's Restaurant and Brew House, where you'll probably see Jimmy at afterwards. The Cooper.
Tijuana Flats.
Yes, Tijuana Flats.
Love TJ's.
Buffalo Wild Wings, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, the Beef Jerky Experience, and plus, we got booze. Our friends over at Knox and Dunn, Florida Rum. Mulligan's is going to be doing their famous Bloody Marys, if you like Bloody Marys. Voodoo Juice from Hurricane Grill, and then we have all kinds of brews, including Hop Life Brewing. Get your tickets right now. Get them because they are discounted when you get them in advance. That's pbtastings.com.
pbtastings.com. We want to see you out there. We're all going to be out there having a good time. It's going to be a blast.
It's a blast, it is.
Stuff in our faces. The one thing to underscore here, unlimited samples of food, spirits, wine, beer. It's a good time. pbtastings.com. April 13th, Tanger Outlets here in West Palm.
And you get to see your favorites and maybe not so favorites here at iHeartRadio. We'll be there.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's always a good time. And Jimmy is going to be doing a trifecta for G-Man.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
Well, probably the biggest shocking news of the weekend is the fact that the Chicago Bears pretty much eliminated any doubt they will be taking Caleb Williams as the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Why? Well, they sent Justin Fields packing. Now, I don't think there was a huge surprise there. There was a little bit of rumblings as to whether he would stay or he was going to get traded out. I think the biggest surprise, though, was where he went to, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers signed him up for a bag of balls. Inside that bag was a 2025 sixth-round pick, which converts to a fourth-rounder if Fields plays over 51% of the offensive snaps this season. Just don't see that happening, though, because, of course, they've got Russell Wilson already there. I don't know, kind of thinking that maybe Russell will start, and then he'll kind of give a little bit of tutelage to...
A little mentorship,
Yeah, a little mentorship there to Justin Fields. We'll see how that plays out, but kind of a very interesting thing that happened on Saturday night. If you're a Heat fan, well, you're happy last night. Bam put in a three-pointer at the buzzer to lift Miami Heat past the Detroit Pistons, 104-101. He ended up scoring 20 points with 17 rebounds. Duncan Robinson also scored a season-high 30 points for Miami as well. So Heat take on the 76ers tonight in Philadelphia. Finally, it's madness time. That's right. Here we are. I believe it's 64 teams are going to start on Thursday. There's two. I don't know if you do they call them play-in games tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought it starts tomorrow, right? The 19th.
Yep, two 10 seeds and two 16 seeds play each other. So I guess you can call them play-ins. But when it all starts on Thursday, there will be 64 teams, and they'll play the finals are scheduled to be on April 8th in Glendale, Arizona. Your number one seeds, though, going into the tournament are the UConn Huskies, North Carolina Tar Heels, the Purdue Boilermakers, and the Houston We Have a Problem Cougars. That's the last time I'll use that joke today. UConn is still the favorite, though, to win the tournament overall. And that is your Greeks trifecta for the noon hour.
Thank you, Jimmy. And I always say you can participate, and it looks like we have a couple people who want to enter the Penthouse.
Oh, we do. We have our good friend Greg Rice checking in with the Penthouse. Hey, what's going on, Greg? How are you, little buddy?
Yeah, hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
Do you know how nerds relieve their sexual frustration?
No, I do not. How?
Yeah, they masturbate.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That was terrible.
Yeah, normally they're good. Sometimes you hit, Greg. Sometimes. Not all the time.
Well, from there, we're going to go to our good friend Mike from Green Acres checking in with the Penthouse. Mike, how you doing today, pal?
Hey, Jimmy. Happy belated birthday.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mike.
No problem. Franny, how you been?
Hi, good, Mike. How about you?
Good. I'm enjoying Chick-fil-A right now.
Oh, sounds delicious.
And Jason, how you been?
Good day to you, Mike. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I figured let me get Chick-fil-A on Mondays, usually Monday and Fridays. Hey, Sadrina. Yeah, they all know me here.
Better than Sunday, though, right?
True.
Yeah, well, that's when you want it, though.
Yeah, Sunday.
Man, I pulled off I-95 yesterday to try to get some Chick-fil-A, and as soon as I pulled off, I'm like, it closed something. Like, damn it!
Damn it, that's right. It's Sunday.
Got me again.
I'm going to stock up on some Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches on like Saturday.
Hell
keep
yeah.
it nice and warm and just park right next to the Chick-fil-A.
Just sling them.
Just sling them.
That's a good side hustle,
Right?
Franny. I like that.
Right.
Yeah, they do taste good the second day. I enjoyed the fries, and I'm doing the chicken nuggets today.
Well, good.
You're driving me nuts, man.
Yes.
I am starving right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. All right, well, Mr. Greek went away to see his mom. That's
Yes,
nice.
he is hanging out with Jules, so we will have him next week.
There's a your mama joke here somewhere, but I'm just refusing to take it, you know.
Too low hanging.
Yeah.
All right, well, enjoy your day.
All right, take care, Mike.
Mike, thanks for checking into the Penthouse. By the way, a lot of times we talk to Mike about the lottery. He's a big scratch-off guy. But for those that are interested, if you haven't seen Powerball, their next drawing is tonight. It's up to 645 million smackaroos. Mega Millions. Tomorrow's drawing is set for $875 million. So get yourself some tickets. Maybe you'll be a millionaire. If you're interested, Florida Lotto, $5 million.
Oh, that's it? Just a mere $5 million?
Yeah.
Meh.
As
I
Greek
don't
would
need
say,
it.
keep it.
47142 started off with Real Radio. Someone's like, how come we can't see Franny's beautiful smile today? I'm just not feeling very photogenic today.
Oh, your camera isn't on?
Real TV, I'll turn it on. I will turn it on. And then we have, because we were talking about Bruno Mars has the residency in Vegas. And they said like 2 or 3 trips ago, I stayed at Park MGM and went to Bruno Mars's after party.
Okay.
They said that guy is a maniac. They said pretty sure he's a booger sugar enthusiast.
Oh, yeah?
Listen, we're not starting rumors here. This is somebody who met him and just thinks that maybe he might enjoy some of
Little bit of blow?
cocaña. Yes. So
Antonio Matera!
you can
No, you're
always
Bruno Mars.
participate with us. 47142 started off with Real Radio. Now, this is very fitting for Jimmy. That's him. That's him. They call him
Bruno
Boomer.
Mars in the house.
Yeah.
What is that label, just so I know for future reference?
Snort coke.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Thank
Just
you.
what you would think.
It makes sense. So, Jimmy's our resident swinger here and the kinky one. So it's very fitting that you have the 12 kinkiest states.
The sexual wellness site, Bed Bible.
You didn't know he was a swinger?
How about that?
How's Carla feel about that?
Well, I'll talk to you about that. They just released a list of the kinkiest states using Google searches for various sex toys and accessories. Here are the top 12, and I'm going to start from the bottom and work our way up, just like I do in the bedroom. Number 12 on this list is, and there's some states here that are going to surprise you, Massachusetts. Now, that one isn't quite as shocking.
Shocking, okay.
Because, I don't know about the two of you, and we're not going to get into politics, but when we think of states, a lot of times when you think of things like that, you think, okay, some are more conservative than others and more liberal than others. So you think like Florida, we're a little bit more red and conservatives, Texas, same way. Well, just take those assumptions, throw them right out the window. Because Maryland is number 11 on this list. 9 is a tiebreaker between Illinois, not a big surprise, but what is, out of the 12 kinkiest states, Utah.
Huh.
Believe it or not.
Mormons there. That's weird. But they do polygamy.
Well, not everybody in Utah does polygamy, but
yes.
that might be a little something to
They
it,
are known
sure.
for that, yes.
But that's a lifestyle, not a kink, I mean, I guess you could call it a kink if you want. It depends on how you want to look at it.
Because you said that this was done, right, by searches, Google searches for sex toys and stuff like that? Okay.
Yep, and that's what it's based on, more accessories, sex toys, that type of thing. Number 8 on this list is Washington. Number 7 is no surprise at California. I think a lot of people, again, would think more of a liberal state that would be
I think it's fair to
more
take
into the kink.
the word conservative is used in the political sense. You can take that out the window when it comes to anything but politics. I mean,
True.
just because somebody's conservative, that doesn't mean that they're going to be.
That's why
they don't have a kink.
That's why I preface that, because that helps separate that, right? Number 5 is a tie between North Carolina and Colorado. These are the 12 kinkiest states in America.
I mean, we got Brian Mudd here. He's one of the most conservative
Yes.
people I know.
Is he kinky?
I
Is that what
guarantee
you're
that
saying?
dude's a freak.
Free in the bedroom? Oh, no kidding.
Let's start that rumor. Let's do it.
Why not?
I'll
Let's
ask
start
him.
it.
I'll ask him on a break. See how that goes.
Him and Joel.
Now,
Joel for sure.
Joel,
For sure. That guy is a
bastard.
freak
I know
show.
that.
You guys have thought about
He's
this.
a freak
Wow.
show.
I have seen it
He's
myself.
the only one in here that has children. Did you know that?
I do
Out
know
of all
that,
of us here,
yeah.
radio people just don't have kids.
Yeah, well, I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
Number 4 on this list is Texas. Number 3, kinkiest states in America, New York. Number 2 is Nevada.
Yeah.
And number 1, thanks to Francis,
I did.
Georgia.
I did, yeah.
Is number 1 on this list.
I single-handedly made that number one on the list.
But you don't live in Georgia anymore.
I don't live in Georgia anymore, but the years that I did, the 20 years,
Okay,
yes,
all right.
yes, I made it a really kinky state.
Now, it only gave the top 12, and it didn't list out the rest of the states, but they did have
As far as
sort of
Florida wasn't in the
it-
top 12.
It looked like it was about in the middle of the pack, right, as far as what I could tell from the map.
Good old
that they
middle of
owned.
road Florida.
Yeah. So apparently I've got to step my game up here and get us up on this list here.
Start
the top
ordering
10.
fleshlights because that's what they looked at. They said that when Google was searching these popular sex toys and accessories, including fleshlights, anal beads, lube, rose toy, to figure out which states are the kinkiest is what they looked into.
The state with the least amount of kinky Google searches was South Dakota. They say people shouldn't feel embarrassed about searching for sex toys because they can improve mental health, right? Alleviate problems with intimacy, make you happier with your sex life. I can agree with that. And more satisfied in your relationship. So go get yourself a dildo, Jay.
Moral of the story.
I'm going to throw in a different perspective
Okay.
here because I don't necessarily agree with the findings. They're basing this on the purchase of certain sex
Yes,
toys.
yes.
I don't necessarily think that sex toys indicate kinky. You know, I'm
you
thinking,
can be kinky without.
Absolutely.
Yes.
By the way, not even buying them, searching for them.
Right.
Google
just searching
searches.
for them, not even buying them. So,
That's
you
what
know,
this is based
when I'm
on.
thinking like super kinky, I'm thinking like, you know, furries or these people like the story, I think it was out of Massachusetts, where these people want to put themselves in diapers and go hang out.
Yes.
Now that, that's kinky.
That was oh my God, that diaper spa, right? And you're
Yeah.
right, it was New Hampshire.
Yes.
It was New Hampshire diaper spa, and people in like the neighboring areas where we don't want this here.
Right.
They're like they got their way. They had to shut that thing down.
They got booted, huh?
Yeah, they got booted. The diaper spa in New Hampshire got booted. I saw that a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Oh, crap.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That was terrible. What are those people that dress up like ponies or something?
Yeah,
too?
the furries.
Another.
I think
Are they
they're-
furries?
I think they're in the furry category. Yeah, but I mean, there's
There's a lot of
something weird,
kinks.
something for everything. Like, hey, no, I'm not judging, but some of these dudes are into feet. And
Oh,
Franny
yeah,
has said
yeah,
multiple
yeah,
times on the Gator Morning Show that she could make a killing on OnlyFans
Yeah.
just with selling foot pictures. And
Yeah.
I say,
I believe it.
what are you waiting for?
Yeah,
believe it.
You're right. I don't
Jimmy
know
will
what
be
I'm
your
waiting
first
for.
customer.
Oh, I know who my first customer would be. 47.
It's not me.
No. Somebody who asks me all the time to send them pictures of my feet.
Okay.
Start charging. But you can participate 47142. Started off with Real Radio. You
Susan
think,
is still asking for
you
that.
think, how did you know?
No kidding.
You think that Georgia should be number one or Florida be number one? And we have Al had very nice words for you, Jimothy. It says, happy birthday, Jimothy. Most people would say that Greek is their favorite, but you're mine. You crack me up. That's from Al in Green Acres.
Al, you touch my heart. Thank you very
Aw.
much. And some other parts, too.
So we're going to get into, because it's lunchtime right now, and I'm going to tell you some bad habits that are making you a really bad chef, and some that you can do at home that will make you what they consider a professional chef or something like it.
Okay.
Now, I know you're a bit of a grill master, and Jason, you too, you handle the grill.
Yes.
But we're going to tell you what to do and not to do. And this is kitchen in general. Bad habits. Unless you're looking for a smash burger, people say
smash it.
stop pressing or smashing your burger patties.
Oh, yeah.
They said, or any food, really.
You're squeezing all the flavor out of it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep, they said while they cook, that literally squeezes all the juices, and you're going to be left with some dry meat.
And honestly, I've never had a smash burger for that exact reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, this thing can't be that good because you're literally just squeezing everything out of it.
And that's the thing, like they just stack them. So then you're like, well, why don't you just do a big, nice patty?
Yeah.
My husband loves smash burgers, so I can't knock it. They do say a good habit, always cook your meatloaf on a baking sheet instead of a loaf pan. I never knew that. They said loaf pans trap all the grease and fat, and it'll make your meatloaf soggy. So you do it on a baking sheet. We're trying to teach you how to be good cooks around here. Bad habits. They said there really is such thing as too much garlic. Adding a little more than the recipe calls for is fine, but adding 10 times more makes everything just taste like garlic.
You don't want to smell your date from 10 feet away.
And I do love garlic.
Mm-hmm.
I swear you can just like saute onions and garlic, and people are like, what are you making? We have bad habits and good habits. They say good habit, you should slice your chicken before cooking it. Said not only will it cook faster, but everything will cook at the same time. So no more cooked or dry pieces of chicken. I didn't know that. Normally I just toss the breast.
I've seen some because that's one of the things that I get when I get into one of those TikTok loops, right? A lot of times the algorithm for me brings up a lot of people, making meals and dishes and that type of thing. And chicken comes up a lot. And a lot of times I see where they pre-slice the chicken beforehand. So that doesn't surprise me to see that on that list.
So they're saying good, bad habits here. And that one is a good one. A bad habit, and I've seen people do this. I've never done it. When people put like olive oil in your pot. The water for pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
I don't know why they do it. Supposed to put salt in there. But the claim is don't, because it'll actually make the sauce slide off later.
Oh, all right. I see their point.
Yeah?
To me, it was so that the pasta doesn't stick together.
Yeah.
That's what I was always told.
So basically, you're lubing up the pasta.
Yes. Don't lube up the pasta.
Yeah.
Those noodles don't need lube.
Speaking of kinks from the last segment, just saying.
Those noodles do not need lube.
I go through a lot of pasta, Jimmy. A lot.
Do you? Have you?
Elbows.
Yeah? Is that
Angel
your favorite?
hair. Angel hair is my favorite.
Yeah.
Now there's another one of those that you can tell the difference between me and him, because I eat a lot of pasta too, but it shows. You doesn't.
Yep, good and bad habits.
You ever make fresh?
It's so good.
And that's the one thing I have been trying to find. I'm a native Floridian, born and raised here, and I lived in Cleveland for the past, for 6 years before I came back a couple years ago. And in Cleveland, there was a local market, and there was a company called Ohio City Pasta, and they made fresh pasta. They made all sorts of different, and it was phenomenal.
It's the best.
Absolutely phenomenal. Now, listen. When it comes to cooking, keep me out of the kitchen. Everything you're saying is great. Yeah. Keep me out of the kitchen. I'm on the grill outside all day.
All right.
So me making my own pasta is not going to happen because I will screw it up the second I crack the egg, okay? I cannot find a place anywhere in Palm Beach County, Treasure Coast, anywhere around here that makes fresh pasta for sale.
I think Joseph's does.
I couldn't find it.
Do they?
Really?
Okay.
I looked and I couldn't find it.
Or maybe Doris's Italian market.
I feel like I've checked Joseph's and Doris, and I couldn't find it. Now they had it was. I'm talking like the fresh kind, not the hardened pasta.
Of course.
And I couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe I just went on days where they were sold out or something like that. But man, I could not find it anywhere.
If you know, let us know. 47142. Start it off with Real Radio. That's a text line. If you're like, this is where you can get real deal fresh pasta, because it is. I have the Cuisinart attachment to make fresh pasta. And man, it's so worth it, but it is just very tedious. It's a long process.
And I'll screw it up.
Yeah.
I know I will. I screw up a scrambled egg, man.
Yeah, but there's nothing better.
Now, how do you? So you do it, right?
Yes.
But you do it in a mixer.
So I make the dough, the pasta dough, and there's a lot of working at kneading it, and then you run it through an attachment, which then thins it out and makes the sheets of pasta.
Okay, but going back to the first step.
Yes.
So basically, do you do what I see a lot again on these videos I get sucked into, where it's just nothing more than a pile of flour? You kind of make a little pool of egg in the middle, and you knead it together, right?
Yeah. Right.
That's basically all there is to it, right? And then you get into pressing it, rolling it, or whatever shape you want to make it into eventually.
And that's it. Yeah, it's eggs, flour, salt. Some people put olive oil in it, but so you make your dough and then you run it through.
I'm dying to try it.
Some people even cut it by hand too and just roll it out.
That's true too. Yeah, I'm dying to try it though, because
it's so worth it.
I know this sounds silly. One of the things that I love and I've always wanted an island in the kitchen, right? And we got that with the new house and everything.
Right.
For that reason, having extra counter space. And one of the reasons, and that's one thing I want to do. I want to make fresh pasta at home. I know it sounds silly at my age, but
Have you tried it yet?
No, we haven't done it yet.
Go, Jimmy. What are you doing?
We will, and I'll film it.
All right.
Fantastic.
We'll make a video of it. It's just cool.
like what Sally does on Mo and Sally in the mornings. Cool 105.5.
Yep. She's a treasure, and she is a seasoned chef.
She is. She cooks very well.
I trust everything she does. I can't wait to see the bloopers of him trying to make pasta for the first time. That's what I'm here for.
Mixing. It's like, what's gonna happen? It thought this was like 2 seconds, and it doesn't. It takes forever.
It just be covered in flour.
Yeah, well, that's the other problem too. I'm afraid of.
So you said you're a griller. Do you do this? It's a good habit. Do you let your meat dry on a paper towel and have it come to room temperature before you put it on the grill or
Every
stove?
single time. You got to let your meat rest, 100%.
Perfect. So this is even before and after. You want to let your meat rest, be at room temperature, dry it off, take all the extra moisture off of it. And then the same thing as Jason mentioned after the fact, too. Let it sit for a while.
I got a problem with that part, though. It's really tough for me to, when I got a nice freaking filet mignon or something like that, and it's just sitting there, it's calling my name. I could see the juices just coming out. I'm like, oh, my God.
But that's what you're doing. You're releasing them too soon.
Get in my belly.
Yep.
Get in my belly.
Exactly.
If you got any cooking tips, you can always share with us. The way you can do that is Jimmy@realradio921.com. Yes, Jimmy.
Just a tip. There you go.
And
you know I was going to do it.
We missed the
Low hanging fruit.
The first batch, but we got some Florida stories coming your way. Why did students get arrested here in Florida? And then we got an argument over some pussycats. Plus, a Florida man, once again, was touching himself. I'll get you those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
Got something to say? We'll listen.
Hello.
Call now. 877-927-6969.
Experience the best of the Palm Beaches cuisine in one amazing location. Experience the flavors of unlimited samples paired with exquisite wines and craft beers. Experience the fun of live entertainment and VIP perks. The Tastings Food, Wine, and Craft Beer event is back Saturday, April 13th at Tanger Outlets Palm Beach. Taste the Palm Beaches for only $40. Want to be a VIP and get in an hour early? VIP tickets are just $50. Get your tickets now at pbtastings.com. That's pbtastings.com.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Major accident traveling Southern Boulevard. Look out for delays. Southern East at Sainsbury's Way. We have 2 left lanes blocked. And make sure you slow down for bicycles on your commute. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Fuse Specialty Appliance.
The Fuse Specialty Appliances Spring Clearance Sale event is Saturday, March 23rd at the Deerfield Warehouse just off 95 and Hillsborough Boulevard. Up to 70% off premium appliances. Shop online now for the same incredible discounts. Visit FuseSpecialtyAppliances.com for more information.
Hey there, car owners. It's Franny. Head over to GiveMeTheVin.com for an instant cash offer in just 60 seconds. They buy all makes and models from $2,000 to $200,000. And if they can't beat your CarMax offer, they'll throw in an extra $100. They offer a 60-second bid process, pressure-free service, and free pickup. With a 5-star rating from the Better Business Bureau, they've got your back. Don't wait. Now's the time to sell with GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you, it's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Get $5 off at alignprobiotics.com.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Monday. It is going to be a hot day. Temperatures in the upper 80s outside. We will see a few scattered showers and storms moving through as well because there's a cold front boundary working its way in. It does bring cooler air back to the area. We're in the 50s and 60s tomorrow morning. Highs only near 70 for Tuesday.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes.
Why are people saying Hugh yeah to Jackson Hewitt? When you switch to Jackson Hewitt, they will beat what you paid last year on tax prep, even if you filed online. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you are back in the Penthouse. Thank you so much for tuning in. 101.7, 92.1 on that FM dial, and of course, anywhere on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app. Good afternoon to you. This is Franny. Of course, we have Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy.
Good afternoon, and hello, Miss Francis.
Hello. By the way, I know you probably don't like opening up presents in front of people, but I really want you to open up your present.
Okay. All right.
And we have Jason. Hey, Jason.
Hi, I'm the president.
Hi, he's the president.
I'm the president.
Happy birthday to you.
Come here, I want to unwrap you. Big boy.
Yes, G-Man is out for the week, but we are going to have Jason as our guest here and there.
If you're unfamiliar with who I am, I'm just a man. I co-host the morning show on 98.7 The Gator with Franny. I am an old school Real Radio guy from back in the day. Love doctors, Lex and Terry and all that, but I realize there's a lot of new people listening to the radio station. So hi, I'm Jason.
Speaking of feet and OnlyFans, we were talking about that. Would you remember this, Jason? That Sarah from Lex and Terry?
I do, yeah.
She has an OnlyFans page.
I did not know that.
Where she has, it's just feet pictures and she makes a killing.
Good for her.
We got an email from our good
Sarah
friend
Morgan,
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I need to start selling feet pictures.
Franny, I had a team member at a station I work with in Cleveland. Her name's Mary Santora. Very, very, very funny comedian. Was a co-host on the Alan Cox Show. Who's now making a killing selling her feet on OnlyFans.
All right, I got it. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm just saying.
All right.
And again, I hate to always bring up TikTok and be that one, but boy, I tell you, just go on and you look at the lives, and when a woman will go live and all she's doing is just sitting there doing homework or something like that.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
people are constantly sending gifts and
Now, I'll say this, Franny. I know Mary very well. I know Sarah very well.
Yes.
These are women that have zero integrity. So if you want to maintain integrity, then I understand.
I know, that's the
issue.
issue. I have my morals sometimes hold me back from things like this, but I just need to say screw it because you know, it's this girl needs some money. So
Moral schmorals.
47142. I'm going to get into his text, and then we have some Florida stories.
I'm going to start an OnlyFans with my feet on there.
You should. There's that guy who's selling his dirty feet
I know,
pictures.
what the hell? 3 years without washing his feet. Disgusting.
Yeah, he sells dirty feet pictures. A dude, and he's not killing it, but $1,000 a month extra, right? Why not? So, Mama Gizzy's Pasta Company, Lake Worth, fresh pasta. We also have people letting you know where you can get your fresh pasta from.
Mama Gizzy's?
Then Lenora's makes their own pasta.
Hang on, I can't type that fast.
Gizzi Pasta Company.
Mama Gizzy's, what?
Mama Gizzy's Pasta Company. We also have 2212 North Dixie Highway, Lake Worth. It's a hole in the wall that you never know is there, and she mostly sells to restaurants. There you go.
What is that again?
So that is, they gave me an address.
Well, I'm typing.
2212 North Dixie Highway.
Okay.
And then somebody says that oil in the pasta water is to prevent it from boiling over.
I've heard that. There's
Okay.
a trick to that too. I mean, again,
you lay the spoon
just put
across the pot.
It's got to be a wood spoon,
Yep.
though. Yeah, that'll keep it from boiling. over.
And then somebody says, I love CGI furry. Awesome. I love CGI furry porn. I'm not afraid to admit it. Lola Bunny really gets my engine revved up.
Hey, good for you.
Vroom, vroom.
You know, I was watching a show with my wife the other day on Netflix. It's called You Are What You Eat. And it's the twin experiment's what they call it. And it also, not to get into the weeds about, they put one twin on an herbivore diet and the other twin on a vegan diet to see how it impacts their genetics and all this other. Fast forward to the two twins from South America, and episode 2 of the show, they were testing female virility in the genital region. They wanted to see what levels heated up, and then they would do the test later on, 8 weeks later, blah, blah, blah. And their source for pornography to watch during this test was like hentai. And I'm like, I had no idea what the hell this was. And then all of a sudden they started explaining. I'm like, hey, there's a whole category for everybody. No, so
really is.
They're like, look, the storyline's better, and we don't have to worry about if the people are ugly or anything, and we like cartoons. And they're like, that's our thing. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Good for you.
That's like that Japanese porn,
yes.
cartoon.
Yes,
the
absolutely.
anime, right?
Not to spoiler alert or anything, but down at the end of the series, the sister that was on the vegan diet, her virility levels went through.
Really? You told me not to
roof.
watch that show, though.
Because you're on a carnivore diet,
Well,
or you're
yeah,
about to
I
be back on
was,
it, right?
So don't do it.
I'm
But I
just
read
saying.
articles, and a lot of the twins who went to the vegan ended up going back to their normal diet.
And there was one set of twins in particular. They were known as the Cheese Brothers, and the one brother saw how the other brother was doing, and he actually converted to a lacto-vegetarian diet. Okay. Didn't go full vegan, but went lacto-vegetarian, so they could still enjoy milk and cheese and everything like that. And they've said they've seen their quality of life increase because of it.
And they're more fertile. These women became more fertile by
I don't know about
diet?
more fertile, but more.
They're enjoying their sex life
their
better.
Libido the libido went through the roof. I guess that's the layman term to call it. I can't remember. I was
it's libido.
Yeah, I was half in the bag when I was watching this anyway. So take that for what it's worth.
All right. Well, speaking of half in the bag, those are most of these people in these Florida stories.
Oh yeah.
Florida. Did you say Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, don't touch this guy's cats. 59-year-old Glenn White shot a woman that he was staying with several times because she asked him to put his felines outside. He's got 6 cats, this dude. Luckily, she survived the shooting. They said that she sustained 10 defects all over her body. 10 times he shot her over cats. According to the arrest report, White had been evicted from his home, and the victim invited him to stay. So how nice of her. You're like, come and stay with me. Bring cats. But he brought 3 cats with him to stay with the victim, and then ended up bringing a new cat home each day. So at first she was like, all right, 3, and then 1 more, and then 1 more. So finally she's like, all right, enough's enough. Too many cats. I said by that time, the altercation, he brought in 6 felines. According to the victim, she said that they were arguing for the past few days about the cats living in her home. And she said she was tired of having cats in the house and was like, you got to put them outside, put them in the patio, the lanai area. Like, I just can't have them in here. So as the victim went to collect the cats from his room, that's when he stood in the doorway. She turned around and he shot her. Says, I'm going to kill you, you bitch.
Wow.
That's what he said. Yep. She was taken to the hospital in unknown condition, they say, but she is alive, which is good. He was arrested and being held at the Lee County Jail. Yeah, that escalated quickly. And then we have a dude who was arrested for, do you guys want to guess? Airport. What do you think he did?
Bomb
threat.
You are correct. Bomb. Man was arrested after being accused of making a bomb threat at Pagefield Airport in Fort Myers. They said that he was driving his pickup truck, came onto the base around 7 o'clock and made a verbal bomb threat before leaving the scene. His name is Greg Poole. He went up to the clerks and said he wanted to make a noise complaint about an aircraft flying over his home and spraying chemicals, he said. He said he knew it was coming from the airport because he's been tracking the plane. They said that he asked the clerks if they knew about the FBI building that had blown up. Both clerks were like, I don't know what you're talking about. They said that if the plane does not stop flying over my house, you will be next. Yep. And then he got in his truck and drove away. Well, law enforcement found him and arrested him because you cannot make bomb threats at an airport. And then next up in your What the Florida, can't have a week in Florida without somebody fondling themselves, right? It's just something that happens.
Jimmy, your birthday was yesterday, right?
On the regular, yes.
Were you in Naples by chance? Yeah, so this dude, not only was he touching himself, he did a bunch of other things. According to their arrest report, police were called to the Cancer Center Alliance of Naples because they received multiple reports.
Now that's a kink.
Right? That a man refused to leave the building and he locked himself inside the bathroom. So when they arrived, they found 34-year-old Frederick Day in the bathroom, standing next to a pile of paper towels. They said that he was complaining about foot pain and claimed that he was bitten by a bug. So then the EMS arrived to take him to the hospital for treatment. However, the staff did not allow him to enter because they said he was being very disorderly. He had destructive behavior. They say that they had to strap him down in a stretcher with a noticeably erect penis showing through his basketball shorts. I mean, those basketball shorts show everything, by the way. That and sweatpants, guys. Make sure you're paying attention when you wear those things. They said that he was also, I don't know how, if he was strapped into the stretcher chair, but they said he was touching himself inappropriately. Paramedic told him to stop and to take his hands out of his pants. And then that's when he attempted to reach for the victim's leg. They said the victim told Day, "Do not touch me," but he looked into her eyes. This is a creepy part. Staring at her in her eyes, continued to touch himself inappropriately as he's touching her upper thigh. As he's staring at her.
Longingly.
Oh my God. Once again, she grabbed his hand and said, "Do not touch me." They said that the interaction continued on. He kept on trying to touch the victim, removing medical equipment, and even he even unbuckled himself from the stretcher too.
Wow.
Like, I thought that was the whole point of the stretcher, so you can't use your hands.
What a creep.
Right? Well, because of all this. And he's a Houdini because he even managed at one point to take the handcuffs off of his hands from the back to the front so he could unbuckle his seatbelt.
Wow.
This guy is slippery.
You sure he wasn't at that peculiar area or anything?
Maybe he was, yes. And
he had some oil on his pasta.
Yeah, he did. And he was booked into the jail, charged with battery on a specified personnel, which is interesting. And that is your What the Florida.
Well, thank you very much, Franny. And, that second story there reminded me of this one that I'd seen the other day when you're talking about the airline and somebody called in a bomb threat. How about this guy? A flight in China was delayed by more than 4 hours on a couple weeks ago after a passenger threw coins into the engine.
Yeah,
yes, the idea was that they were lucky coins. In a video on Chinese social media, a flight attendant is seen questioning the passenger who allegedly threw the coins, asking them how many coins were thrown into the engine, and the passenger said, about 3 to 5. The passenger was arrested, and the airline, China Southern Airlines, says that they were able to retrieve the coins, and they completed a thorough check before the plane was cleared to fly again. So apparently, luckily, it didn't do any damage. But can you imagine seeing somebody do that, walking by and throwing coins into the engine is, I don't know, you just instantly think that it's going to do a whole bunch of damage. China Southern also put a message on social media acknowledging that there have been incidents of people throwing coins at planes, apparently for good luck, and warned people to knock it off.
I've
I
never
can't imagine
heard
that.
this before.
Yeah.
Throwing coins into a plane.
Yeah,
This was in China, though, right?
Yeah. Well, you throw them into a fountain and you make
Yes,
a wish
a
or
wishing
some
well.
friggin' thing like that. You
Uh-huh.
don't throw them into the engine of a vehicle that's
No.
going to get you into the air, and if that thing stops, you're crashing.
I'm literally over here looking at flights right now, and
It's
I'm
amazing.
apprehensive.
People are
Everything that we've
dopes.
been reading out lately between Boeing and all these
Doesn't it?
other dumb things, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, people are dope. Speaking of dope, somebody's talking about, and money, coins, like big flexes that people have seen watch over the top, they say, ways people have flaunted their wealth, their money.
Oh,
yeah.
these are funny.
And if you can think of any, if you've seen somebody, I mean, we live in an area where there's a lot of wealthy people. So you may have your own
What, we do?
stories. Yeah, I know. Can you believe it?
I thought this was a couple. What color area that we had here?
47142 started off with Real Radio. I have a text line in front of me. You can participate that way. So, says my dad's boss, this is a flex, was the billionaire CEO of a Fortune 500 company. And we were invited to his private 4th of July party at their home in Corona del Mar. That sounds nice. They said where they had Robin Williams hired to entertain on the 4th of July. They said he also had his own fireworks barge anchored in the water just beyond the house. They said the fireworks alone cost $300,000. Not surprised.
That's a hell of a display. Let me tell you. We just talked about Rihanna was hired by that billionaire over in, was it Saudi Arabia or something like that? Not too long ago, because they can.
Yep. You're right. I mean, these people are
That
just
was
they're so loaded.
Her daughter's wedding, if I remember right. And not even like the after party. It was
a pre-wedding.
It was the pre-wedding party.
They said, I was hired to work as a housekeeper for this 20-something-year-old gentleman from a millionaire family who owned a penthouse on Park Avenue. They said after he broke his leg in a skiing accident and needed help with daily upkeep and cleaning. So when his clothes needed to be washed or the dishes cleaned, instead of me cleaning them, I was instructed to throw them away and just buy new ones.
My God.
So he would wear them once and just even the dishes. She said, I was yelled at because I didn't spend enough on the dishes.
That's insane.
And what a waste. But that's stupid money.
Yep.
That's stupid money. We said I worked for a gal who had a speaker go out in her Ferrari, and she refused to drive any further.
My speaker is broken.
Under those circumstances,
Give me a new car.
So she pulled over to wait for one of her house staff to bring her the other car, the Porsche, instead. Because her speaker blew out a Ferrari. Can't drive it. Stupid money. During college, I worked at a place selling very high-end patio furniture in the richest D.C. suburb. One day, a Washington Commanders player comes in and buys a custom patio furniture set for his deck and pool area. Total cost for 10 pieces was over $24,000. He's paid cash. I set up the delivery for 6 weeks later because the furniture had to be made at the manufacturer. But she said just came in with a big old briefcase and was just like, here, $24,000. If you have any flex stories, let us know. A guy from my town bought a helicopter. He later had a falling out with his neighbors, so decided to call his pilot at 4 a.m. and have the helicopter hover over his neighbor's house all night just to annoy them.
I love that.
That's funny.
I love that.
That's
Talk
funny.
about being vindictive.
Yep.
That is fantastic. You got the kind of throwaway money just to hire a helicopter
Right?
to fly on top of somebody's house.
To be annoying.
Go you, man.
That's funny.
Just don't do it to me.
I am very fearful of helicopters, and I'm not much of a chicken.
Really?
about
You ever been
things.
in one?
No.
Oh.
I don't know why.
I got to go up in the Batcopter a number of years ago.
Like Batman's
the
helicopter?
Yes, that bat from the TV
That's
show. It was
cool.
at the Stewart Air Show. I don't know, Jimmy, 6 or 7 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and we were helping promote the show at another radio station I was working at, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to go do a promo flight? We'll put you up in the Batcopter." And I'm like, "Well, number one, I've never been in a helicopter before.
Yeah.
Number two, I'm like, if I'm going to die, I might as well die in the Batcopter." And so we went up, had a blast. It was cool. It was really fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We did for Father's Day last year. My Carla and my daughter got me a helicopter, one of those 10-minute ones you do up in Fort Pierce.
Sure.
They pretty much just take you out by the Indian River and go up around the coast a little bit and come back. And it was a lot of fun, you know, but it was one of those real small ones like you see, the beginning of MASH.
Sure.
Like he comes in, just that real small, tiny helicopter where it's just a couple passengers and it's all you can. And the doors were off.
Oh, really? So it was open.
So it was open like that. And we weren't up very high.
Right.
Only, I don't know, 100 feet or whatever.
Okay. Gotcha.
And what an awesome feeling of having the wind and everything there with you. And that was a lot of fun. It was a real windy day that day, too. I mean,
Could you feel everything on a windy day? Like, does it blow around?
Yeah, he was. Well, not as much as I thought. Honestly, it wasn't as bad. I thought that thing would be dancing all over because we knew it was windy, even on the ground. And then, of course, you get aloft and it's even worse. But no, the stabilization on that thing was incredible, really, for a windy day.
So you've got piloting experience from the past. I know super, super basics about flying, but from everything that I hear, flying a helicopter is dramatically more invasive and more difficult than flying a plane. Have you heard the same?
It's what I've always been told as well.
Yeah.
Yet when you watch, like having that experience and like knowing that and knowing a little bit about flying, I see the instruments.
Sure.
A lot of them is all the same and everything. But seeing him that close up, sitting right next to him, I've always had that impression as well. Yet it looks like he does it with such ease. I think it's just you have to coordinate more with your feet.
Sure.
As well as, because, you use a little bit of rudder on like a small aircraft to fly, but not a tremendous amount, right? It's just usually just on takeoffs and landings.
Right.
It's really when you use the most amount of your rudder that I can remember. But I think you do it a lot more with a helicopter, and I think that's the difference between the two. But I've always been told that too. I don't know. I've never done it. I've never tried actually flying one. I'd love to, though, one day.
So, Franny, would you do it?
No. I don't know why. I have a fear, and I jump out of airplanes, for some reason, helicopters.
Certain safety that isn't there. How about small aircraft? You've been in that for
I've been in Cessnas.
skydiving.
Yeah. But they make those planes so you want to jump out of them.
Well, there's that.
There's no seats, there's no nothing. It's just like a whole, that's it. And then, so they make them. So you're like, get me out of this airplane.
Last time I went to NYC, I remember sitting in, I believe it was JFK, and there is a service that you can hire, and I think it's like $100. I'm going to look it up and see if I can find out what the name of them are and how much it costs. But you can legit take a helicopter from JFK to the heart of Midtown Manhattan, and I think it's like $180.
I believe it.
And he's like,
is it like a drone one? Because I've heard about those.
No, I think it's like a legit helicopter service, and you can just spend $180 or whatever the cost is, and take you right in. You're in Manhattan in like 10 minutes tops.
Doesn't take much.
You get off the plane, get on the helicopter, and go. Meanwhile, it's going to cost you like $80 to Uber to your spot in Manhattan, and you got to wait in traffic for an hour and a half or whatever the hell it is. And I'm like, all right, well, for that price, it's not that bad of an idea.
$180, that doesn't sound terrible. It's really kind of money where you can just blank it away, but still, that's not terrible considering.
Well, I have to. It was a while ago that I was in Dallas, and they were talking about a drone service that would get you from Fort Worth to Dallas.
That's we're starting to see that, right? Because the way they're finding some of these, and even ones that are going to be automated. There's a couple stories that I've had before that I've read where, and basically those drone ones are just like the four. Like helicopter blade, type of drone, but it's just a little bit bigger so that you can fit a passenger inside it, and that's all
there's
they
nobody.
are.
It's not manned though, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no,
the ones that I read. Yeah,
I want somebody to test that out a million times before I hop in one of those things.
Yeah, it's called Blade. Is this the one that I remember seeing?
It?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's called Blade, and they work between JFK and NYC, and I think that says they got one from Newark to NYC as well, $195.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal at all, just to get you to the city.
Right.
Especially Newark. That drive from Newark up into the city, if you got to go there, that could be a nightmare if you're going through the tunnel.
Now, that is per seat, by the way. That is not per flight. So if you're traveling with somebody else or whatever, it's gonna add up quick. But if you're looking to make a really cool trip for somebody, and you want to, we're just going to get off the jet. We're just going to get on a helicopter right to downtown Manhattan. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Well, that you know what? It's not that expensive, and it probably could look like a flex, too. People would probably think that it was more expensive than what it is.
Huh.
Yep, we have somebody
I would,
here.
too. Yeah, I would think it'd be more than that.
A girl, we're talking about people who spent ridiculous amount of money, and they witnessed it. They said this girl in high school had to fill up her $100,000 Mercedes for the first time with gas. For the first time. She never had to do it before. So she ended up filling it up with diesel.
Oh, my God.
A couple weeks.
How do you do that?
A couple weeks
the
later.
The nozzle won't even fit in.
It shouldn't fit in.
She probably just put it on and gave it a rim job and just squirted it in through that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They said a couple weeks later she had a replacement Mercedes.
Yeah. Well, of course you did.
We have, speaking of New York City, a young girl about 5 years of age was getting ready to go into New York City to visit her grandmother from the suburbs in New Jersey. And she was at her aunt's house and didn't have a pair of shoes that she likes. So she called their chauffeur, told him what pairs of shoes she wanted. The dude got the shoe and drove 20 miles just to deliver them. And she was like, "You got the wrong shoes, you idiot." And made him go back and get the other pair of shoes.
Wow. Yeah, pretentious. That doesn't surprise me.
Some people suck.
Yeah. I'm familiar with those New Jersey suburbs. I grew up with those people.
Yep.
Know exactly what they're talking about.
Isn't he on vacation up there right now?
No,
Is that a Greek joke?
No. No, I did. I grew up in an area that was very, very
High-end,
rich,
did you?
very
Sure.
wealthy,
Yeah.
you know, and it's how they are. You know, they're very snobby. They always look down at people like me that were more blue collar, and it's just the way it was. I'm
Yep.
not surprised to see it.
Yeah. Somebody here got a couple more stories. I once won a VIP ticket for a Moscow nightclub. Says, don't ask. I saw 3 kids test their $100,000 watches for waterproofness by emptying $4,000 bottles of champagne over them.
Jesus.
Yeah. One of the watches wasn't, and they found that fact to be very funny, right?
Oh, wow.
Just, I'll buy a bottle of champagne for $4,000 just to pour it on my watch. People are ridiculous. And then we had back when the recession hit, one of my very best friend's family was very distraught because they had to sell one of their 3 private jets. Oh, no.
Go to the next one, because that's funny.
Oh, you like the next one?
Yeah.
All right, here. I worked for a wealthy man, and he once had me fly on a private jet to the other side of the country to pick up 6 boxes of perfect heirloom strawberries that cost $100 per 6-pack of strawberries. They were placed in Chinese silk-lined hand-molded boxes, so each strawberry wouldn't be jostled during the trip. He ate 3 and gave me the rest for my trouble. Not going to lie, it was the most amazing strawberry I've ever had. He said they probably cost him $25K when all said and done between the flights and my wage.
Nah, I prefer my strawberries from Plant City.
There
Let's
you go.
Yeah, let's go get them.
There
The other one that I saw that I like was somebody bought a new yacht because the wife didn't like the beds in the one they had.
Oh, my God. Yep.
I don't like these beds. Can we please get a new boat?
Yep. A lot of money floating around here. Now, we do not have G-Man with us, but we still have a Greeks trifecta, and we're going to have that on the other side on Real Radio 92.1.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I don't know that anybody watches a Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix and like, I'm going to eat a dude today. Damn it. Don't use that against me, please. I don't know.
I mean, it's too late.
The News Junkie, weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Lawrence Road shut down in both directions in Boynton Beach due to road work. This is between Hypaluxo and Lantana Road, Military or Congress. All your alternates. Downtown West Palm Beach, Flagler Drive closed between Lakeview Avenue and Banyan due to the upcoming International Boat Show. Quadro Boulevard is your alternate. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
FPL is looking at other ways to produce energy that down the line will reduce my bill.
My name is Amy. I've been with FPL over 6 years. There are so many initiatives to continue to deliver clean, reliable, and safe energy to our customers.
Learn more at FPL.com.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, and this Thursday night, it's the international kickoff for the Palm Beach Boat Show. 7 to 10 in Legends Lounge. Monroe's is calling all captains, brokers, and employees to stop by for some beautiful ladies, great entertainment, and a great menu. An open bar from 7 to 10. It's Thursday night, March 21st. Make sure you stop in for Monroe's kickoff party for the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Monroe's of Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m. Thursday night. Peace.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
In Florida, hurricanes are a part of life. Our Category 5 storm catcher screens, shutters, and high-impact windows will help protect your home from hurricane winds, rain, and airborne debris. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Business. It's not a 9-to-5 proposition. It's all day and into the night. It's all the things that keep this world turning. And behind every one of these businesses is a partner like Comcast Business helping to keep it all moving. It's why the local flower shop and your favorite pizza joint, the startup in the stadium, hospitals and hotels, banks and restaurants nationwide. All these businesses choose the advanced network, cybersecurity solutions, and round-the-clock trusted partnership from Comcast Business. From Main Street to Wall Street, our people are powering the businesses that power it all. So when you're ready to unlock what's possible for your business, there's no one better to answer the call. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Call or visit ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
Spring is in the air, but so are airborne allergens like tree pollen, grass, mold, and ragweed. If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage springs into action quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds. And you don't need a never-ending cycle of decongestants that can leave you feeling drowsy. Navage is the fast and easy drug-free allergy solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today so you can get outdoors and enjoy your favorite springtime activities. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
News Junkie is sponsored by FAMU's Mary. Educate, learn, talk.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Get $5 off at alignprobiotics.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Get $5 off at alignprobiotics.com.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Monday. It is going to be a hot day. Temperatures in the upper 80s outside. We will see a few scattered showers and storms moving through as well because there's a cold front boundary working its way in. It does bring cooler air back to the area. We're in the 50s and 60s tomorrow morning. Highs only near 70 for Tuesday.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of President Andrew Jackson's cursing parrot. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
NFL Total Access, the podcast, is getting you ready for the NFL Draft. I'm your host, Andrew Levy, and I'll be delivering 2 shows a week to make sure you're caught up on the latest NFL news, every free agency move, and how it changes the draft needs of your NFL team.
draft experts, talent scouts, mock drafts, and shock drafts too. NFL Total Access, the podcast, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by T-Mobile for Business. Now is the time for 5G Business.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by the physicians at MMJ Health.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Hello, hello, and good afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Penthouse. This is Franny. Of course, we have Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy.
Hello, and good afternoon.
And a familiar voice here on Real Radio, and of course, Morning on the Gators. Hi. On the Gators. On the Gator.
You've had a long day, Franny.
I have had a very long day. This is Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Hi.
I am host of the Jason and Franny show on 98.7 The Gator. Franny pulled one over on me this morning.
Yeah.
She came in, did the show, no problem, and then had like this delayed hangover, and then here we are today. You're just struggle busing it, but you would not be able to tell by listening. You're doing a hell of a job,
Fake
Franny.
it till you make it. That is one of my favorite mottos that I live by. Fake it till you make it. We do have, speaking of boozing, if you want to get your drink on and your food on, we have a tastings event happening, and that is going to be April 13th at the Tanger Outlets. This is an incredible time. We do it twice a year, and it just gets better every single time. Unlimited food, wine, craft beer. We're going to have live music there, your favorites from the iHeartRadio family. And when I'm talking food, I mean good stuff like Earl's Slow and Low Barbecue. Yard House is going to be there.
I love me some Yard House.
Giovanni's is excellent. That's right around the corner from my house. Sweet boxes. If you want a little bit more sweet, we got Rita's Italian Ice is going to be there. So many great places. Andy's Latin Food is incredible. They're going to be there. Plus, of course, the brews. We got Hop Life Brewing, Ace Cider, Knox and Dunn, Florida Rum, and so many more. Go get your tickets. pbtastings.com. Get them in advance. That's pbtastings.com.
The Cooper's going to be out there.
Yes.
City Cellar Wine and Bar is going to be out there. Tijuana Flat's going to be out there. And we want you to come join us for Tastings April 13th. Tanger Outlets, pbtastings.com. Get your tickets now, pbtastings.com.
There you go. Now, we do not have Greek with us, but Jimmy has been doing a fantastic job handling Greek's Trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
Well, Heat fans were very happy after last night because they beat the Detroit Pistons 104-101, and it was on a buzzer beater put in by Bam. He ended up with 20 points and 17 rebounds. Duncan Robinson had a great night, too. He scored a season-high 30 points as well to give the Miami Heat the win there. Now they take on the 76ers tonight in Philadelphia. Next up, speaking of Philadelphia, across the other side of the state, we got Pittsburgh. And boy, did they have an acquisition this weekend that I don't know how many people saw this coming. Yeah, they got Justin Fields from Chicago. And Chicago pretty much let everybody know, yep, we're going to take Caleb Williams in the first pick of the NFL draft this year. But like I said, Pittsburgh acquired Justin Fields. Yes, this is after they got Russell Wilson. So one has to wonder who's going to start, but I still think that we've talked about it a little bit today, that more than likely Russell will start and Justin Fields will kind of just mentor underneath him. But if Justin Fields does play 51% of the offensive snaps, he will that sixth-round pick will turn into a fourth-round pick, which is what they traded Justin Fields for. So we'll have to see how that works out in Philadelphia. And finally, that's right, it's Madness time. It's March Madness time. And the official 64-team tournament will start on Thursday. But we have a couple play-in games tomorrow. So we'll have to see how that works out. I believe it's 2 16 seeds and 2 10 seeds will be playing to get into the tournament. But your number one seeds are the UConn Huskies, the North Carolina Tar Heels, Purdue is there, and Houston Cougars is your top teams in the nation. UConn is still the favorite to win the tournament, according to the Hard Rock app that I looked at this morning. And that is your final trifecta of the day.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. We got a couple texts in about ridiculous amounts of money people have seen spend on silly things. 47142 says, I'm a manager for large construction projects for the very rich, and I have a lot of stories. But one of my favorites is the 15-year-old who didn't like the tile that she selected for her 2,100 square foot guest house, and had us pull it and change it out 2 days after we installed it.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I worked for a home construction company that after a week, the new homeowner didn't like how the foundation wasn't to his liking. So he bought the company and got rid of anyone who wasn't going to do it his way.
That's one way to do it.
That's a flex. Well, I've told you the story. Jerry Jones, clearly very loaded. I did. I
love this story.
And I know you've been there before, Jason. I did a tour of the AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, the Death Star.
And yes, and they have this beautiful Italian marble all over the place, and it's got specks of blue, cowboy blue. So he found it when he was in Italy, and he was at a quarry, and that he was like, I want this.
Is this the purple marble with the specks of blue in it?
It's got specks of blue. Yeah,
Okay,
I can't remember exactly, but he wanted it for the stadium, all over the stadium, and they were like, that's a lot of marble. But in fact, he wanted it so much, he never wanted to run out of supplies that he said, screw it, and he just bought the whole quarry.
Jeez.
So he will always have that marble ready for him.
Must be nice.
Yep, that's a flex. We have a phone call you want to take?
I'm
sorry.
You want to
Yeah.
take a phone call
Yeah,
first? All right,
sure.
we got Adrian on the line. Adrian's checking in with the Penthouse, and now he's on the air with us. Well, Adrian, how you doing today, buddy? Yo, Adrian.
Adrian?
Apparently you didn't like the
No, I
the
don't think he
reference.
liked your
No?
joke. I know.
Sorry.
No, Adrian. No. All right. Well, Adrian, you can call us back. All right. 877-927-6969.
Well, we don't often do this, but Franny says that now Franny was very nice and got me a birthday present.
Yes.
And Greek did as well last week, and it was very nice. A little bit of that got consumed over the weekend, and
Okay.
of course that was beer. But Franny got me a birthday present here,
I did.
and she asked me to open it
I did.
on air, and that's not
And I'm
something
lame.
that we
I'm
normally
sorry.
do.
I'm sorry I didn't wrap it.
That's all right.
That was very lazy.
I'd
of
rather
me.
have it this way.
Okay.
Now, the way that the box is folded over here,
Yes.
I have a feeling something's going to pop out.
Don't worry, nothing's going to
No?
pop out.
No?
Unless
All
you
right.
want it to.
All
No,
right.
nothing's going to pop out. I just
All
wanted to
right.
make sure it didn't fall out.
Pop goes the Jimmy.
And let's just say you could have used that to consume your beer today. I'm
Okay.
very...
And
Yeah.
oh, got me in the face. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, it is a dump. I just saw this. Oh my God, how did you know? This is awesome. I just saw this getting advertised.
Yeah.
It is
So you can work out.
a beer glass. It's in the shape of a dumbbell, so you can be lifting weights
Yes.
12 ounces
Yes.
at a time.
There you go.
How many
Nice.
ounces is this
Well,
thing?
I don't know. It's a pretty big sucker.
24 ounces. So,
Yeah.
oh boy, I'm really going to be building up the
Fill her
arms now.
up.
Ooh, what?
Yeah, just go ahead and mark that for later.
Yep.
Well, all right. And
this is funny. So this is more because you are a new homeowner.
Okay,
So
cedar-
it's a nice little thing. You can open up the box that it will be in your home, and hopefully it'll make your house smell good. But
by the way, if you go to realradio921.com and look under Real TV, you can watch me as I'm opening. I'm going to hold it up to the camera.
There you
right
go.
there. It says dumbbell beer glass. I'm the dumbbell. And it's got a picture of me there. And then this is, now let's see what this is. It's this, all right.
now,
Is this more of a housewarming
yes, this
thing?
is more of a housewarming
Okay.
thing.
By the
yes.
way, I'm going to let you guys know, too, off air, and some people on air, at some point, we're going to have
Nice.
a housewarming
And guess what?
thing.
You're not invited. 47142.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
She got me.
I got you bubble wrap.
Bubble
Nice.
wrap. Yeah.
I got you bubble wrap. So I spent some money on
Hope
some stuff.
Your new neighbors aren't serial killers.
It's a candle.
It's
that
a
says
candle?
That. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
a candle. I just thought it was funny. And I'm just
excellent.
Well wishes. Hope your new neighbors aren't serial killers.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
This is great.
So we were talking about stupid ways people spend money, and this is one of those. And I have purebred dogs. I do. I have purebred.
But you
gold-
adopted them,
I
though,
did.
right? You
Yes.
didn't buy them.
No, I
Right.
did not. I got one just a couple months ago.
Adopted.
Adopted.
Don't buy.
Yes. And so two we adopted. One, I guess we kind of adopted the bulldog that we've had for a long time. The story behind her was her owners went to Las Vegas, and we were dog sitting. It was the first time I ever met Lola, and we were like, yeah, sure, we'll dog sit her for a few days. So when they came back from Las Vegas, they're like, you just want to keep her? They never came back for her. Is that terrible?
That is terrible.
I know. I already had 2 Pomeranians of my own, so I was like, oh my God, it's going to be a lot. But now I'm so happy we
Yeah,
did.
of course.
Did you say, how old was Lola?
She was
when
5.
she-
No. She was a year and a half. Sorry.
Oh,
She was a year and a half when we got her.
So did she ever miss her original, or did just
I think
adopted,
she was kind of
adapted
confused.
right to your house?
Because there was a little girl that lived in the house too, and you could tell that she loved because Lola's nails came painted. And I was like, why are her nails painted? And I guess the little girl was very close with her. And I was
Oh my God.
I know. So this poor little girl, she didn't go to Vegas with her parents, you know? And she's probably like, where the hell did my dog go? Yeah, terrible. But a lot of people do these pet DNA tests, especially if you have what they call a mutt, a mixed breed dog, right?
I got a couple mutts.
Yeah, because you want to know. Some people are curious.
I have zero interest in finding out what they're about.
Well,
And
now
you got some dogs, too. Wacka wacka.
But now you're definitely not going to want to do this because it's a complete scam is what it is. So there is this woman, and she worked for, she was a news anchor. And she was doing an investigation about these dog DNA testing. And what company? It was DNA My Dog in particular. So what you do, I guess you're supposed to send a swab from your dog's cheek.
Right.
And what's it going to tell you?
It tells you what kind of breed they are.
Oh, that's it. Just to find the breed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're just like, I wonder, that dog has Sheltie in or whatever, it'll let you know.
All right.
So it's a waste of money. But she decided to do it. And so instead, she did a sample of her own cheek, a human cheek. She sent it in to DNA My Dogs. And according to her results,
she has
Christina
worms.
Hager is 40% Alaskan Malamute, 35% Shar-Pei, and 25% Labrador.
Nice.
What a scam, right? Yep. So if you've ever been wondering, they said that they tested other companies. This one was a genetic testing company from, I think, Toronto, the DNA My Dog. But there's ones, it's Orvet. They say it's Melbourne, Australia, and Florida-based company, which right here. And they try to do that with a sample, but it said it failed to provide the data necessary to perform the breed ID analysis. So maybe that one might be a little bit more legit if it couldn't give her any results.
But the one that she got the results from.
DNA My Dog, scam.
There's a bitch joke here somewhere,
There
Jimmy.
is.
I just don't know what it is.
There is.
Coming to find out she has worms.
There we go.
But that global DNA market for your pet, they say it's valued at $235 million.
I believe it.
And they say it's projected to grow to $723 million, they claim, by 2030.
I have no interest in doing this with my dogs, but it wouldn't surprise me if my wife wanted to do it.
And I'm
she
curious.
probably would.
Yep, I'm curious. Have you done it before? Let us know. 47142. Do you think it's legitimate? Clearly, this one is not legitimate.
Here's why I don't want to know. I've got two mutts.
Yeah.
One is, let's give their names out, Tina and Pepper.
Okay.
Pepper is a black terrier. She's like, she's a mutt. She's been shot. She came from Georgia. Somebody in Georgia shot her. But she's European toy terrier is what the vet said that she's a rat terrier, right? And then Tina is, I think we think she was a breeder dog. We got her in Cleveland or whatever. She's just the most adorable. She's pity. She's got some pity in there. We think she's got some boxer in there or whatever. And she's just dumb. What is a DNA test going to tell me that I don't already know about my dog? She's dumb.
Yeah.
She's lovable. She's adorable.
But you don't care what she is. You love her anyways.
But she did up her kill count.
Oh,
Pepper, the rat terrier, the other day. So, and we've got a couple of friends over, and all of a sudden we hear just thud outside the house, and we don't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, the two dogs come running up to the back door. Pepper had got a rat because we have a nature preserve right now next door. She got a rat and smacked it upside the house to kill it. Right. So she's like, "Oh, look at me! I killed me a rat." Brings it up to the back door.
So proud of herself.
So proud of herself.
Yeah.
Exactly. The rat's still there, kind of just like moving around. and whatnot.
Still alive.
So here comes Tina.
I can't.
Here comes Tina. All she wants to do, this dog just wants to come in all the time. All she wants to do is come inside. Which Tina is right on the door, just smashes the rat that's sitting right at the door. Doesn't even know she's standing on the rat, killing this poor rat. So she upped her kill count to one.
You got a murderer on your hands.
Pepper's she's the killer, but Tina finally killed her first.
Yeah, no, we had one of our dogs had a rat in her mouth too, and I did not want to handle that. I let Matt do it. I was like, I can't. But I'm pretty lucky. They don't bring things in the house that much because because I have a friend who their dog loves to give them dead lizards, and we'll come on the couch and just drop it right there. I'm like, I am so grateful. I do not have a dog that does that.
There's your gift. Do you remember Buzz that we had, the black lab?
Yeah.
We had Buzz for a long time. We got him out of the pound as well, but he again is just a natural what they want to do, and he'd go after rabbits, and then unfortunately, he was pretty quick, especially in his younger years, and he'd get them. But the thing that always got me is every time that he would get maybe a little mouse or a small rabbit or something like that, and he'd kill it, unfortunately, do the old shake it to death type thing. Then he would kind of lean his shoulder down and start rolling on it. And I don't know why that was.
I've heard that before.
If it's one of those I don't know if it's a pride
you're
thing,
my bitch.
or or that, or if it's some sort of like a territorial thing. I don't know. I never quite understood.
He wanted
it,
to rub the scent of his kill on him.
Yeah, he would do it all the time,
That
every
is weird.
time. You know, I mean, not that it happened like all,
Yeah.
a lot, but enough to it just seemed like a weird thing that he would do.
Heads up, because yes, I know a lot of people, we always tell like adopt, don't shop, but sometimes you're looking for a purebred. They just got, and we do some work with them here at iHeart Big Dog Ranch Rescue. They just rescued over the weekend 80 golden retrievers from a breeder in Virginia. 80 of them.
Wow.
So they're looking for fosters. They're looking for people to adopt them because that's a big haul all at once.
Oh, yeah.
Franny's your sucker, big dog, I'm telling
Oh, my God,
you.
I know. If I go there, I'll definitely come home with one, and my husband will divorce me.
I thought you were the other day.
Oh, my God.
There's
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah, but they are seeking homes. We want to take a phone call, Jimmy?
Sure, we got Joe on the line. Joe's checking in with the Penthouse. Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, nothing to it. What's going on with y'all today?
Hi, Joe.
Us all is doing good.
Yes,
Getting through.
living the dream.
Getting through it.
Hey, I just wondering if Jason, were you at the beach with your dogs on Saturday?
Negative.
Okay, because I heard some dude calling his dog. His dog kept running over near us. He kept calling, Pepper, Pepper. I heard you say that. I was like, oh, man, maybe that was Jason.
No, it wasn't me.
There's a coincidence, though. Huh?
I'm sure there's no other dogs out there named Pepper.
Nope.
Oh, well, hey.
It was worth a shot.
Hey, what else? Hey, I haven't been to the beach in a minute, so I mean, you know what? I don't think I've ever taken my dumb dog Tina to the beach.
You should go to the dog beach.
We have a weekend activity
There
now.
you
All
go.
right, let's do it. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the inspiration, sir.
Get your dogs to the beach.
I agree. I need to do it, too. I haven't done it either. Dog beach date. All right, thanks, Joe.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate you checking in with the Penthouse.
So you got some bracket news, right? I know Warren Buffett isn't doing that big prize pool, right?
No.
This time around?
Well, we did. We tried to search it up last week, and it came up. We didn't see anywhere where you could sign up to do it. When
Like a $1 billion bracket challenge,
That's
right?
the old, $1 million. If you do a perfect bracket, Warren Buffett would give you $1 million. I think he partnered up with some financial place or
It's like
something.
Quicken Loans, I think, for a while.
I think that's what it was. You're right. But have no fear. We have another company stepping up to the plate, and it's even better. Nothing brings people together more than food. And what better way to munch on some basketball challenge with some chicken wings, right? They always go together. And that leads us to this year's bracket challenge. Hooters of America invites its guests to join the action with the Hooters Baller Bracket Challenge presented by Corona Extra, offering basketball fans nationwide an opportunity to score big. Get that? Score big. That's basketball.
I see
You
what
like
they
that?
did
You
there.
like that play on word? Everyone is welcome to register at HootersHoops.com, where they can complete their customized 2024 bracket predictions just by entering guests get a Hookie Day. That's weird. That's a coupon that they can use for free appetizers with a beverage purchase, plus which you can redeem for.
This is a required monthly test of the emergency alert system. Had this been an actual emergency or dangerous situation, official messages and directions would have followed the alert tones. This test is brought to you by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and your local broadcast station or cable provider. This concludes the required monthly test.
And that's how I found the third leg in my backyard. Isn't that crazy?
That was the best story
Oh, my
ever.
God.
Yeah, I mean, it's
oh
so
my God,
insane.
That's nuts.
Wow.
That is nuts. Oh, man. That was a crazy story.
Don't you
So
hate
free
when
chicken
that
wings for
happens?
Hooters.
Free chicken wings from Hooters. Yeah, go
There
to
you go.
HootersHoops.com, and you can enter to win. Now, the winner, according to a rep from Hooters, says that our bracket challenge is more than just winning. It's about bringing people together to share in friendly competition and cheer on their favorite team while enjoying great food. By the way, the Hooters Ballers Bracket Challenge, if you win, you're going to win a trip for two to Cancun, Mexico, and
Nice.
free wings for a year. Now, for participants that get a perfect bracket,
Which never happens.
You know
Never.
what you win?
What? A Hooters?
Wings for life.
Oh, boy.
They were going to be a whole
There it
restaurant
is.
because it
So-
never happens. Well, thank you for leading us
Hell
to
yeah.
the water, Jimmy. And That's our time for the Penthouse. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. At least for flew by, right? But make sure you're still hanging out because we got a little bit more PH coming your way. And then, of course, you have the News Junkie. Make sure you're tuned in tomorrow morning for Rover's Morning Glory. And then we are back at it at the Penthouse starting tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I promise. Jason, thank you so much for sitting in with us. Maybe we'll have you later on.
I gotta say something here.
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
She went from vomiting to hosting a show all by herself within the course of 60 minutes. You have done a fantastic job.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We are both Jimmy and I are very, very proud of your work ethic today.
I appreciate it.
I asked her 1,000 times if she wanted to go home, and she's like, "Nope, I got it, man.
I'm here.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull it off, man." And there she is. She did. Excellent work, Franny.
Well, thank you so much. I'll see you in the morning. Jimmy, thank you for everything.
Thank you. Have yourself a great afternoon, Jason and Franny, and thank you for listening.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for listening, and make sure that you are still tuned in, and make sure you go to pbtastings.com. Get yourself tickets for that tastings event. Unlimited food, wine, beer, April 13th, Tanger Outlets. We'll see you there. Adios, folks.
Got YouTube? Yeah? Us too. Just search Real Radio 92.1 on YouTube.
Experience the best of the Palm Beaches cuisine in one amazing location. Experience the flavors of unlimited samples paired with exquisite wines and craft beers. Experience the fun of live entertainment and VIP perks. The Tastings Food, Wine, and Craft Beer event is back Saturday, April 13th at Tanger Outlets, Palm Beach. Taste the Palm Beaches for only $40. Want to be a VIP and get in an hour early? VIP tickets are just $50. Get your tickets now at pbtastings.com. That's pbtastings.com.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Roadwork in Boynton Beach has shut down Lawrence Road north and south between Hypoluxo and Lantana Road. Use Military Trail or Congress Avenue instead. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll walk you through history as we tell the story of the sneaker. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and this Thursday night, it's the international kickoff for the Palm Beach Boat Show. 7 to 10 in Legends Lounge. Monroe's is calling all captains, brokers, and employees to stop by for some beautiful ladies, great entertainment, and a great menu. An open bar from 7 to 10. It's Thursday night, March 21st. Make sure you stop in for Monroe's kickoff party for the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Monroe's and Palm Beach open 7 days a week till 5 a.m. Thursday night. Peace.
Skip the apples. You don't want to keep this doc away. MMJ Health is a medical office with 9 Florida locations. Voted best medical marijuana card provider. Qualify at mmjhealth.com. Then meet a Florida medical marijuana doctor today.
In Florida,